Helo a chroeso i Gaerdydd ar gyfer Varsity Cymru, y dathliad blynyddol o chwaraeon rhwng prifysgolion Cardiff ac Abertawe. Chi'n gwybod beth i ddisgwyl? Wel, helo chi.
Varsity 2025.
Os chi'n gwybod, chi'n gwybod.
Cardiff.
Y prif ddynas.
Dinas cestyll, diwylliant.
A chartref y prifysgol gorau yng Nghymru.
Os ti'n gwybod Cardiff, ti'n gwybod bod y siwrnau o talu saith am y chi.
Os ti'n gwybod Cardiff, ti'n gwybod mae noson allan yn gorffen ar trip i Lyn.
Abertawe, y ddinas ar lan y môr.
Man geni Dylan Thomas.
A chartref i treithau anhygoel.
Os ti'n gwybod Abertawe, ti'n gwybod bod ddarlith am 9 y bore ar gampws y bai ddim yn vibe.
Os ti'n gwybod Abertawe, ti'n gwybod na Wine Street ydy'r lle i fod ar nos Fercher.
Os ti'n gwybod Varsity Cymru, ti'n gwybod bod ti'n mynd i cael llwyth o ddrama.
Taclau mawr.
Torfeydd enfawr.
A cheisiau anhygoel.
Os ti'n gwybod am Abertawe, ti'n gwybod
Na does dim byd well na curo Cardiff.
Os wyt ti'n gwybod Cardydd, beth bynnag sy'n digwydd.
Ti'n gwybod bydd y prif ddinas bob amser yn dod allan ar y brig.
Os ti'n gwybod.
Ti'n gwybod.
Croeso i Gaerdydd. Reit, dyma sut mae'n edrych ar hyn o bryd. 26.5 i 10.5 i Gaerdydd. Dechreuodd y gystadleuaeth ar fore Sadwrn gyda rwyfo, ac ers hynny o farchogaeth i seithyddiaeth, o sponcen i taekwondo. Mae myfyrwyr wedi bod yn mynd ati, a dyma fy wersi sut mae'n sefyll. A mae yna 2 gêm rygbi i ddod yma ar S4C yn dechrau gyda'r menywod am hanner ar wedi 3, a byddwn ni'n fyw gyda gêm y dynion am chwarter i 6. Reit, dyn ni yma yn stadiwm Principality. Mae'r Highland 20, mae filoedd o docynna wedi ei werthu. Beth arall ydych chi eisiau? Reit, ac yn ymuno da fi, 2 legend y byd rygbi yng Nghymru, Rhys Priestland a Cerys Cumin. Reit, Rhys, ti'n cynfyfyrwr i'r 2 brifysgol yma. Beth yw dy hoff atgofion? Gan gofio ni ateledu, felly paid dweud popeth falle.
2 brifysgol gret. Ni'n ffodus iawn i gael y 2 yn Cymru. Es i Caerdydd am yr ail flwyddyn. Ges i tybach fwy o bywyd fyfyrwr yn yr ail blwyddyn, a wedyn nes i Abertawe trydydd blwyddyn, a o'n i llawn amser rygbi, so es i ddim lot o lectures yn y flwyddyn diwethaf.
Ffantastig, reit, a Cerys, mae fe'n achlysur ffantastig, ond mae fe hefyd yn cyfle i'r chwaraewyr dangos beth maen nhw'n gallu gwneud ar y stadiwm genedlaethol.
Ie, yn union, ni yn y stadiwm, mae'r Highland 20, mae jyst cyfle i mynd allan, chwarae rygbi maen nhw'n mwynhau, a jyst dangos beth maen nhw wedi bod yn gwneud trwy'r blwyddyn.
Ie, ffantastig, a es i Prifysgol Cardydd fe di wneud newyddiadurau cyfryngau a llenyddiaeth Saesneg, ond wrth gwrs, fi'n diduedd heddiw. Reit, nôl at y gêm y merched, felly, mae Cardydd yn chwarae yn y Bucks Super League, mae Abertawe yn chwarae yn y gyngrair is, a bydd hwnna'n effeithio'r gêm lot, ti'n meddwl?
Fi'n credu bydd e'n gêm galed am Abertawe, yn hanesyddol mae Cardydd wedi wneud yn rili dda yn y gêm yma. Felly bydd hi'n galed, ond mae'r 2 tîm wedi cael, mae seasons nhw wedi bod bach yn siomedig yn her mae canlyniadau, felly bydd e'n cyfle dda i nhw jyst chwarae rygbi maen nhw'n mwynhau a rili mwynhau'r achlysur. Ie,
achlysur ffantastig wrth gwrs, a bydd Cardydd wrth gwrs yn edrych am fwy o'r un peth eleni ar ôl blwyddyn diwethaf lle wnaethon nhw 71 i 12 gyda'r cais yma gan Gabriela Della Savina yn helpu nhw i'r fuddugoliaeth. A mae Griff McKee actually wedi bod yn ymuno â'r tîm. Griff, lle ti arni, boi?
Ie, dwi lawr yma Harcer arfer. Mynd i gael sgwrs bach sydyn efo captain Cardydd. Claudia, do you mind if I just ask you a quick question? How are you?
I'm good, I'm really excited. Yeah, how are you?
Not too bad, thank you. So you're captain in your team in the home Varsity. How does that make you feel?
Oh, it's actually amazing. Like, to be playing in the Principality is such an honour, and we've had a really big season of learning, both with the 1s and the 2s. To see both players in 1s and in the 2s coming up into the Varsity squad is just brilliant.
Perfect, I'll let you go back to your warm-up. I won't interfere anymore. Yeah, mae'n lot o gyffro lawr fyma gyda Caerdydd. Dwi'n mynd i ddal fyny efo Cathy Williams fan hyn sy'n cicio i Gaerdydd just i lawr fan hyn. Cathy? Dwi'n iawn, os dwi jyst yn cael sgwrs ydyn efo ti, is-captain, sut ti'n teimlo heddiw yma? Mae'n lot o gyffro yn y dre.
Rili cyffroes, edrych mlaen i gael chwarae yn y stadiwm. Mae fe'n rydydd i gael chwarae yna, so pawb yn cyffroes iawn. Ie,
chwarae yn y stadiwm, mae'n sioc, ond mae'n elfen ragorol o'r peth. Sut mae hynny'n neud ti deimlo?
Ie, mae fe'n rili cyffroes. Dwi'n lwcus iawn, dwi'n chwarae yna cwpl o weithiau o blaen, so ffodus iawn i gael chwarae yna eto.
Perffaith, na adl ti fynd. Yn ola, mae Carolina Thomas yn dod yn ôl I fan hyn. Carolina, 7th Varsity. Carolina, do you mind if I ask you a quick question? Some would say you're the old head of the side. How many Varsities have you played at?
This is my 5th Varsity now.
5th Varsity?
It would be 7, but because COVID cancelled 2 of them. So 5 only. But it's a nice round number.
And you love playing at Varsity. You've had success playing at Varsity. How do you think today's going to go?
I'm really looking forward to it. I'm so excited. I think it's going to go well.
Perfect. I'll let you go to your warm-up. Thank you very much. Felly, digon o gyffro yma ym Mharc yr Arfau cyn y gêm fawr.
Reit te, mae Caerdydd wrth gwrs wedi mwynhau llwyddiant yn Hong Kong yn ddiweddar hefyd, lle wnaethon nhw ennill y cwpan cawlw, mae'n edrych fel daith anhygol, a mae prif hyfforddwr Caerdydd gyda fi yma, Nick Evans. Nick, sut oedd y daith?
Wel, dwi'n teimlo'n lwcus iawn. Oedd Poppy May Terrell, mae hi'n flwyddyn 2, wnaeth hi paratoi y tŵr I ni, felly I cael pobl yn y tîm sydd yn wirfoddoli, sydd yn gweithio'n galed, mae'r committee'n amazing, felly oedd Kowloon yn amazing, enillon ni'r 10 a wedyn eithon ni'r 7s ar ôl, so wythnos brysur iawn.
Ie, tîm llwyddiannus lawn, felly sut mae'r grŵp felly?
Wel, mae gen ni lot ohonyn nhw heddiw sy'n gorffen eu gyrfa heddiw, felly mae yna cryn dipyn sydd yn blwyddyn 3 a blwyddyn 4, so maen nhw'n profiadol iawn. Maen nhw wedi mwynhau ddod mewn i'r Super Rugby, felly dyma'r tro ola ni'n chwarae dros Gaerdydd, so mae'n ona iddyn nhw, ond mae'n tîm talentog, a mae wedi bod yn tough going blwyddyn yma, ond ni wedi rhoi mewn perfformiadau dda yn erbyn tîmau fel Edinburgh, ni wedi bod yn glos iawn, so rollercoaster blwyddyn yma.
Ond fe wedys ti, lot o dalent yn y grŵp, lot o brofiad. Sut mae y paratoadau wedi mynd oherwydd chi yw'r ffefrynnau heddi?
Ni yw'r ffefrynnau, fi'n deall hynny, ond ni byth yn disgwyl I ennill, felly ni wedi bod yn paratoi'n Mae'r season dim ond just wedi gorffen, felly dyn ni wedi mynd syth o chwarae Loughborough gyda'r dan 20 tîm dy Loughborough yn y cwp a wedyn syth mewn I hon, so...
Wel, brysur iawn, ond achos i'r gwych, diolch yn fawr am amser ti. Pob lwc I ti, diolch Nick. Diolch I ti.
Diolch I ti.
Reit te, Rhys, ni'n mynd i'r chwaraewyr sydd yn Caerdydd nawr, Jocelyn Sturziker. Mae hi'n chwaraewr ffantastig. Be ti'n nabod amdano hi?
Wel, yn bendant I nhw wylo. Mae'n gallu sgori ceisio unrhyw le fel welwn ni blwyddyn diwetha. Dim ond I ail flwyddyn o chwarae rugby, oedd hi'n chwarae pêl-rwyd o blaen. Mae'n cael gwahodd I ymarfer gyda tîm GB Sevens, a fi'n credu bod plentio gyda ddi waren PWA yn y 2 blynedd nesaf, felly oedd hi ar asgell llynedd, ond ni'n gweld yn y canol heddi, felly fi edrych mlaen I weld Shreifi.
Ie, a fi oedd hi'n syrenu blwyddyn diwetha wrth gwrs. A Cerys, ti'n arbenigwr ar y reng flaen, cyn y chwaraewr Cymru yn y reng flaen wrth gwrs. Anna Davies, prop Pentyn I Gaerdydd, beth ti'n gwybod amdano hi?
Ie, mae hi chwaraewr sydd wedi symud o reng ôl I reng flaen, achos mae hi moyn symud ymlaen gyda'i gyrfa rygbi. Mae sgrym cryf gyda Caerdydd achos mae Claudia ac Anna yn chwaraewyr hanfodol I nhw. Felly fi'n disgwyl gweld bod nhw'n mynd ati yn y sgrym heddiw. A mae nhw hyd I cael bach o profiad gyda Brython Thunder Lenny fyd, felly fi'n siŵr bod y sgiliau mae hyd I pigo lan yn y garfan yna yn wneud gwahaniaeth ar y cae heddiw.
Ie, edrych mlaen. Reit te, digon am Caerdydd nawr. Mae Griff gyda'r Cardiff Abertawe.
Diolch Lloyd. Digon o gyffro yma gyda tîm Abertawe. Dwi yma hefo'r prif hyfforddwr. Ford, how are you feeling ahead of today's game? Cardiff playing in Buck Super Rugby is going to be a big challenge for you today.
Yeah, the challenge is massive. You know, not just Varsity, but being Cardiff in the Super League, and they deserve to be in there. They're a really good side. We're hoping to put our stamp on the game. You know, there's no pressure on us, and we're just going to enjoy the occasion. There's a lot of girls finishing, so it's our last game together. So we're going to make a massive moment of it. People they'll remember for the rest of their lives.
Absolutely, good luck today. I'm going to go and find. Dwi'n mynd I fynd I ffindio Anna Stawell yma'n hyn. Mae reit ar y pen. Ond mae tîm Abertawe yn amlwg, maen nhw'n cynnesu fyny, maen nhw gyd yn ysu I fynd allan ar y cae yma yn y Principality. Anna, do you mind if I grab you quickly? Anna, big game in the Principality today, how are you feeling?
I'm absolutely buzzing, to be honest. I think it's such an incredible opportunity for the girls. Obviously playing the Principality is like everybody's dream going up, so I'm really, really looking forward to it. My last one as well, so yeah, I'm excited to have a last run out against Cardiff. I know they're always really up for it, but we've been working really, really hard the last couple of weeks, so we just want to show everyone what we can do.
Absolutely, get back to the warm-up. Da ni'n sydyn un person arall, da ni'n mynd I cael sgwrs fach efo di Cara Fflir Davies, mewnwr Abertawe, prynhaw. Mae Cara, ti'n mynd os ni'n cael sgwrs efo ti? Cara, ti'n chwarae'n safler mewn yr heddiw yn y Principality, sy'n ma'n ei ti deimlo?
Really exciting. Mae fe'n cyfle really arbennig i chwarae'n Principality hefyd.
A, ti'n gwybod, be fysa'n meddwl i chi i ennill prynhawn yma?
Bydd e'n ardderchog. Ni wedi cael tymor really galed, so chwarae yn y Principality erbyn Caerdydd a ennill, bydd e'n amazing.
Pob lwc prynhawn yma, na adl ti fynd iddi. Braf clywed gen y ddau dîm felly, cyn y gêm fawr yma yn y Principality.
Mae'r gêm fawr, mae'r cic gyntaf bron wedi cyrraedd. Reit, Cerys, ni newydd clywed gan Anna Stowell. Am chwaraewr, mae hi'n dalentog o fri ac wrth gwrs am gais llynedd.
Mae'n hyfryd clywed bod hi mor cyffroes i chwarae yn y stadiwm a mae hi ar ôl cael tymor galed. Mae hi, fel i ni wedi cael tymor gwych, mae hi'n chwaraewr y captain dda iawn a mae hi wedi sgori 20 gais hefyd yn y gyngrair eleni. Hefyd i chwarae bach am Brython Thunder, ond chwarae yn y rengol, achos bod hi mor corfforol, felly disgwyl gweld hi yn cario at y lein ac yn gwneud gwahaniaeth yn ardal dacl fyd.
Really edrych ymlaen. A Rhys, mae un seren yn y rengol hefyd, Ellen O'Toole. Be ti'n gallu dweud i ni amdana hi?
Wel, fi'n gwybod wedi dod draw o Galway, draw i Prifysgol Abertawe. Mae wedi wario dros Connaught 18, ond mae'n ei flwyddyn gyntaf gan y Brifysgol, felly mae wedi cael tymor gwych a cyfle eiraidd i heddi dangos sgiliau sy'n gyda ddi.
Reit, pen ar y bloc. Cerys, a ddechrau da ti. Pwy sy'n mynd i ennill heddiw?
Dwi'n credu Caerdydd bydd yn ennill heddiw, ond gobeithio bod ni'n gweld rygbi gwych o'r ddau ochr.
Rhys, beth ti'n meddwl, bwy?
Yr un peth. Oedd Abertawe gystadleuol am hanner cyntaf blwyddyn diwethaf, gobeithio wedi bod gystadleuol trwy gydol y gêm, ond mae Caerdydd yn gryf.
Right, wel, gewn ni weld felly. Mae'n amser i ni ymuno a'n tîmau sylwebu. English language commentary is available with Dave Rogers and Cerys Cumin. Yn y Gymraeg, mae Rhys Priestland ar ei ffordd i ymuno a Griff McKee.
Welcome everybody as we take a look at the teams for today. It is Cardiff versus Swansea, the Welsh Varsity. The sun is out, the roof is off, and today is going to be a good day of rugby. First of all, we take a look at the Cardiff team with Claudia Harrison captaining from the loosehead prop. She's got Ella Oldfield, Nana Davis for company in the front row. In the back row, Lily Jones, it's her 4th varsity and her experience will be invaluable, as will that of Carolina Thomas on the left wing. Her 5th varsity, she got a hat-trick a couple of years ago, but all eyes will be on Joss Sturziker. She's only been playing rugby, this is her 2nd season, but she's already got herself a GB7's training camp. She's got superstar potential and she'll have a lot of fun in the sun today. As for Swansea, it's a different story. They play in the league below, but they are captained by Anna Stowell, who is an outstanding prospect at outside centre, or the back row, where she was put in the Celtic Challenge. 8 of these players are making their varsity debuts today. So Cardiff in the red jersey, Swansea the green and white army. What an occasion for these young players. The last minute decision to move the match from the Cardiff Arms Park to the Principality Stadium. They're welcomed onto the pitch by the cheerleaders. Fireworks have gone off. This is now one of the biggest occasions in Welsh rugby. It is becoming a staple of the diary. A brilliant way for some of these players to end the season and for some of these players to end their careers in the jerseys that they have come to love so much. It is Cardiff versus Swansea. It is the Welsh Varsity. But before we get underway, time for the anthem. to sing the anthem at the National Stadium. What an honour for the players and for those who have come out early to have a little bit of fun in the sun. It is glorious conditions as Cardiff take on Swansea in the Welsh Varsity. It's not just on the pitch, it's spilling out into the stands as well. Thousands are already lining the streets of Cardiff for what is a brilliant day of not just rugby, but sport in general. The Rugby Union is the showpiece event, and we'll be bringing you both games today. Live and uninterrupted coverage of Cardiff versus Swansea. This is a big ask for Swansea today. They play in the division below Cardiff. It's a more experienced group, but head coach Ford Cooksley says that they are going to be able to put on a great show today and give a great account of themselves. The Welsh Varsity 2025 women's game is underway. Cardiff kicking off, Swansea receiving, and a first touch and a first attack for the green and white army. There'll be some nerves out there today, so a couple of carries just to settle in, just to get hands on the ball, and just to realise that despite these illustrious world-class surroundings, it is just 2 sets of posts and 4 lines, but a good turnover there, and Liv Price gets her hands on it for Cardiff. Lucy Senek arrives. Now Caddy Williams, great 9-10 combo. Joss Sturziker finds the offload. That's her centre partner, Emily Hay. And already Cardiff on the front foot. Senek.
Backwards.
And that ball just in behind. It slightly stifles the attack, and a good tackle on Sturziker, but a great offload, and Lily Jones helps it on to Ottaway. Oh, Carolina Thomas in the scrum cap. Beautiful handling, and Lily Jones, still Lily Jones. Gabby Della Savina to the ground. And this a very confident first up attack here for the home team. Good tackle. Charlotte Sedge makes it. Anna Davis, the tight head prop, her first carry. Beautiful platform for Senek to work with. Cardi Williams, hands on that from Emily Hay. Hay feeds Sturziker, feeds Eva Lewis, and that is the first try for Cardiff. Unselfishly helped on by Hay and Sturziker. It's Eva Lewis who gets the first try, and less than 2 minutes in, Cardiff University break the deadlock. Good touch there from Hay. The pass was out in front of her. Sturziker could have finished that off herself. Instead, it's Lewis who dots down. Finds herself on the edge today, having played scrum half most of the season. But that is 5-0 Cardiff.
Harvey.
And Eva Lewis with the honour of scoring the first try here today at the Principality Stadium. Caddy Williams, former Scarlets under-18 on kicking duty today. It's a warm welcome from the Swansea fans. Gives that a great nudge. Oh, just drifts across the face. Some effort from there by Williams. But it's those in red who will be the happier. Cardiff 5, Swansea 0.
Perfect. Okay, keep the deals behind you, let's go.
Swansea kick that one deep. It is Senek who takes it, tips it on to Pallister Turley. Oh, it's a quick ball, isn't it? Sturziker. Carry, offload, Pallister Turley gallops up over halfway. Swansea competing hard at that breakdown, but can't secure it. Head coach Nick Evans has set them a target of 3-second breakdowns, but there might not be a breakdown here because there's a clean break for Gabby Della Savina. Brilliant finish as Della Savina carves through the Swansea defenders. And this is the perfect start for Cardiff, the nightmare start for Swansea. And Gabby Della Savina gets the second try after just under 4 minutes, but look at this finish. The offloading good, it catches Swansea's defence cold. Della Savina swats away Kat Cotty.
Right in the middle, okay?
And finishes under the sticks. Great turn of pace from Gavi Della Savina. Former age group Hampshire County player. Very happy to have her this side of the border, our Cardiff. And a much easier conversion this time makes it Cardiff 12, Swansea 0.
Come over this side.
Okay, Swansea kick off again. And this time, just need to get this first up defence a little bit better as Lily Jones takes that. Finds the offload, Ella Oldfield. This time, they use the backs, and there's a bit of space here if they want to spread this out. Skimming ball taken up by Pallister Turley. Sturzica gets away, Cara Ottaway up over halfway. Eva Lewis has to check back on herself. Is that forward? Yes. And with that, having sprinted from the far touchline to the top tier, Keris has made it. Get your steps in. That is a serious, serious mission.
I know, I get here. I've missed 2 tries, but is this the first scrum of the game?
This is the first scrum of the game.
So that's perfect timing for me.
You have arrived just in time. Well, talk to us about this front row then, because Harrison, Oldfield and Davis, they've been scrummaging against really solid props all season, some of whom have played in the PWR. It's been different for Rawlings Ellis and Martha Evans. So what are ways that they can cope with this kind of pressure today?
Yeah, that experience for the Cardiff front row is going to be invaluable. Especially, you know, Anna's had some experience with the Celtic Challenge as well. So yeah, expect to see them dominant in that area.
Here we go, a tackle break from Anna Stoll. They're going to need her to be top quality today. They've got a penalty advantage here, Swansea. Oh, big shot on Cotty after the ball was away. Cardiff leaving their mark defensively.
Against you, pulling hair. Hair pull.
Yeah, that was a great tackle there.
7. Hair pulling.
Maybe a bit late, I would say. But they obviously want to set a tone after they've had the privilege of attacking for the first 5 minutes to show what they could do in defence as well.
Oh, it's got to go. Oh, Swansea get the luck of the bounce.
That was lucky. I'd be interested now to see if Oldfield or how Oldfield does in this line out, as I know that she's only just started playing rugby coming through Cardiff through the medics system first, and then come across to the first team. So it'd be interesting to see how she goes into this pressure.
Well, the first line out has been turned over, but then knocked on by Ella Oldfield. You put the old curse of the commentator on her there.
Yeah, a bit slightly harsh probably for a first line out of the game. It'd be interesting to see if Swansea opt for the scrum here after we've just spoke about the dominance of the Cardiff front row. But hopefully they can get a platform to play off.
Well, they're going to go for the line-out. They're going to give Emily Ellis another go. She is one of the players who is making her varsity debut. Her, Lily Griffiths, Fallon Malloy, Charlotte Sedge and Ellen O'Toole all in the pack, all making their debut at this level. But Cardiff have turned that over again. And now they'll attack into the shade. Lovely shape on the work that they're doing here. Sturzica ships it on. Ottaway. That trio of Sturzica, Ottaway and Lewis working very well on the edge, but a good tackle by Charlotte Sedge ends that attack.
Yeah, and great work rate to get across from that line out to make the tackle on the edge of her. Hopefully now Swansea's third line out in the last couple of minutes, but hopefully they can secure some possession.
Like that little cat flap offload from Cara Ottaway. So Joss Sturzica, spent a lot of time talking about her, and she is very unselfishly just moving the ball on in that 13 channel. At some point, she's going to attack, and when she does, it could well be trouble for Swansea. Very, very gifted natural attacker. Nice tip, Fionn James. Just on the outskirts of the 22 now, Cardiff. That's Williams and Sturzica now on the ball, and Sturzica to the line. Beautiful offload to Cara Ottaway, who carves through. Cara the carver. It's 3 tries.
Yeah, and just as you said, when Sturzica takes it to the line, she's going to cause some trouble. She makes a half break and gets the offload in behind as well. So she's shown some brilliant all-round skill already.
Well, that's often the thing with players who come to the game a little bit later. It's the rate at which they develop. But this looks completely natural from Swansea, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, and I think there's a real credit in people who come from multi-sport backgrounds, because the identification of space and so forth really benefits them when they come into the rugby environment.
That's right, thank you.
Conversion is good. It's 19-0. We're only 10 minutes in. And I think this benefit of playing upper league and playing against the likes of RYGBI and Loughborough and Exeter, they might have been on the wrong end of the score lines in those games, but as we take another look at this excellent Ottaway try, just playing that level of opposition every week improves you, even though you're not on the right side of the ledger, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely, and they've had some really competitive fixtures as well, so even though they've come off second best in some of them, actually that experience will really be invaluable when they come to games like this.
Well, Cardiff will be in Bucks Super Rugby next year. The league will be growing as well. Brunel University women are in. A Sturzica. Well, she's going all the way around here. No step, just a swerve. She's going to be quick enough to finish this as well. Josh Sturzica making it look easy.
And again, just when I said previously she had shown all-rounded elements of the game, it's the first time I think we've seen footwork that good, so she's added something else to the tally.
It's the glide, isn't it? We see some players, the quick step off the left or the right. You mentioned it before, it's the spatial awareness. She knows where the space is and gets there so effectively.
Yeah, definitely, and that'll definitely come from, previously having played netball and having that awareness, and obviously having exposure on the wing last season as well, that she is able to finish from, as we've just seen, pretty much anywhere.
Well, after the first try as well, Caddy Williams will be absolutely delighted, because they've put them all under the posts for her. So she's now 3 from 4, and it's Cardiff 26, Swansea 0.
I'd like to see Swansea getting a good chase on this kick now and getting a bit of a foothold in the game, because we know that they've got some dangerous players as well, so it'd be nice to see them with some ball in hand.
I'm going to level with you. Every game that I commentate on, I am fully impartial, straight down the middle, but now I am all in on Swansea, because I do not want them to get nilled here. I want this to be a valuable experience for everyone. So everything crossed for Swansea getting a foothold in this game. Oh, nice dummy there from Lucy Senek. She's dragged down. First little snipe from her.
Back feet, thank you.
And that was Hay in at scrum half. A little bit scrappy and good pressure from Fallon Molloy.
No, thank you.
She stayed down, Fallon Molloy, after that.
Backwards.
Better defensive pressure this from Swansea.
Again.
Taking that out into the sunshine on the left-hand side.
You.
Good ball. Cleo Pallister-Turley, she's wearing 5 as a lock, but
and I think we've got to play her down as well.
She's playing more like a back row. Her link play has been brilliant.
Yeah, and I think I read before the game that something she likes to do as a pre-game ritual is to manifest herself scoring a try. She'd said it hasn't worked as of yet, but potentially that's why we're seeing her in the wider channels here today.
What do you manifest before games?
I definitely visualise the first scrum of the game.
Okay.
That would be something those are my tries, because as front row forward, wow, as not a modern front row forward, that was my bread and butter, but we see him front row forward scoring across the game in the women's game then.
What's more satisfying then for a front row forward? Is it scoring a try or winning a scrum penalty?
Speak louder.
I actually think it would vary who you'd ask. For me, definitely winning a scrum penalty, because that was probably my super strength, whereas having played with Cecilia and Maud and Mackenzie, Carson, they're players who probably score a lot more tries, so get a bit more of a buzz out of that.
I met Cecilia's brother the other week. What do they... what is going on in that family? How can they all carry so well? The two of them, it's staggering.
Yeah, I just think... First of all, I think genetically they're superior in terms of I remember Cecilia coming into her first ever gym session with Wales, and her bench is 60 kgs from the off, and we all just stood around with our mouths open because she was a 17-year-old girl who'd never done it before. And just that determination to get over the game line. They're definitely power athletes.
And also, like, her transition from being a lock to a prop, she's put a lot of hard work in, and it's great to see her succeed. Here we go then, scrum time. In it comes from Cara Fleur-Davis. Needs to get that ball out and does. Well done from Swansea. Little step inside. Izzy Tomlin, former Hartbury College player. Oh, good turnover though. And a nudge in behind, so a foot race here. Eva Lewis gives chase. Josh Sturziker gives chase.
Inside.
And Caitlin Lloyd, she's at a funny angle and it's been turned over. And it's with Lily Jones. Great leg drive from Jones towards the line, but just short. Little knock on.
Short again.
Oh, just short. And
Ball's
then
been held up. Back for the knock on.
Great defence from Swansea to hold that ball up.
Girls, this is scrum.
Yeah, and I think that it's really important that they celebrate those little successes. As you know, they've had a tough run in so far this first 15 minutes. So those little successes, they need to feed off that energy then and take it
held up
into
over the line. Scrum down, red ball.
Cardiff are menaces at the breakdown, aren't they? The turnovers they're getting are outrageous.
Yeah, definitely. And you can see there's two competing for the ball, so they're obviously something that they're going after during this fixture.
Crouch!
All right, scrum time. Cardiff put in this time. Gabby Della Savina at number 8. Already one try today.
I'd be asking her to keep it in if I was the front row.
Here is Della Savina. Straight through the hands. Crashed up by Hay. Good leg drive again. And a brilliant turnover.
Yeah, I think we're seeing a bit of Anna Stowell there and what she'd done during the Celtic Challenge when she was playing in the back row. So you could see that she went in for the jackal, and because the Cardiff player did an extra roll to prevent that jackal, they've come away with a penalty.
Yeah, she's back at 13, the captain, Stoll. Scored a great try last year. It was a similar tale last year, Swansea.
Tom Sagan.
Just not quite with the depth that Cardiff have got. But she's got a good try. And interesting that she's back in the centres, having been moved to number 8. They obviously saw something of her in that Celtic Challenge environment.
Yeah, she's quite like an aggressive player, and as we see there,
Ladies,
again,
watch the AR. Watch
good
the
over the
AR,
ball and hungry over the ball. So I think the Celtic Challenge coach has probably seen that as a way to really expose her strengths.
Yeah.
Ellis gets the ball back. She's clattered by Harrison, the Cardiff captain.
Tackle, roll away!
And Cardiff just doing a great job of making this exit tough for Swansea, just swarming around the ball carriers.
Hands away. Thank you. No red. Thank you. No offside.
Davis.
8.
The left-footed clearance kick needs to get a bounce, but it bounces to Eva Lewis.
8 offside.
But Gabby Della Savina offside.
8
yeah,
red
I think Cardiff
offside.
Disappointed there. I think they're on top, so the discipline is paramount really in order to keep field position.
Number 8 red offside.
It highlights how difficult it is to exit when you haven't got a massive boot, a big kicking option.
Yeah, definitely. I think a few times when Swansea have come away with a penalty, they haven't made a great amount of distance on those kicks, and obviously when they're 26 points down, 16 minutes in, those kind of things will make a difference in terms of morale and energy and really trying to get into the opposition half.
Yeah, just while we're talking about teammates of yours, having somebody like Flaky on your team who can boot it like a mule makes a huge difference.
Yeah, definitely is a front row. We were always very grateful for Flaky.
Another knock on, so a few Cardiff errors here, just piggybacking Swansea up the pitch, and this will help them build their confidence.
Yeah, definitely, and obviously on this side, so right in front of the Swansea crowd, so hopefully they can get behind them and give them a bit of a boost.
Yeah, worth pointing out that the Swansea fans are in the shade on the near side if you're watching at home, and the Cardiff fans are in the red in the sunshine. They didn't mix and merge them.
Crouch!
I leave you to decide why.
Bind!
I think the Swansea fans have got the better deal because I prefer to be sat in the shade, to be honest.
It is warm over there, isn't it? Although, to be fair, you get the best and worst of both worlds, don't you? Because you've got to skirt down to the studio again later.
Yeah, it was grateful for the show.
Bind.
18 minutes gone, 4 tries for Cardiff. Cara Ottaway, Eva Lewis, Josh Sturziker and Gabby Della Savina. Here's Ellen O'Toole, the former Connacht number 8. And this a bit better from Swansea. Confident, ball in hand. Anna Stoll doing a lot of it on her own. Now Helena Watson. Ball a little bit loose. Kat Cotty cleans it up. And this time it's Cardiff who win the penalty.
To cut her off. She's rolled to the other side to cut
that was
access to the ball.
unfortunate. It was nice to see Anna Stowell with the ball in her hands, but probably just a bit hesitant at the line and giving Helena Watson a bit much to do.
That is a
Ladies
very good kick.
You were on the correct side, and then you've jumped over the ball, which sealed them access to the ball. Yes. Either side of the line, please, ladies.
Very well explained by the referee.
Either side of the line, please. Thank you.
Ella Oldfield, former North Wales Crusaders Rugby League player, loves to get her hands on the ball.
Stay up. Stay up.
She is going to get herself.
Tom, go that side. Thank you. I got it.
In the engine room here, but they're going to take it out to the backs. That's where they've had most of their joy. Emily Hay, ball over the top to Eva Lewis. Bit of space for her to attack. Ottaway on the wraparound. Tackled well.
Stay back feet. Thank you.
Emily Hay, beautiful line. Oh, Lily Jones.
I think Swansea be a bit frustrated with that. I think they defended the maul really well. You know, Cardiff had to play away, so I think that would be a huge win. And then to make that cover pass along the wing, it was just great to see the ball from Cardiff, and they clearly enjoy it, having the advantage and playing on top.
I don't understand, but when we come to the next scrum, I'll take a look, okay?
Yeah, it was all going so well until then, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a lovely line. It's a lovely line. Probably just got caught a bit wide in defence there, but they, you know, Swansea need to be positive under the post. You know, they've had a good set. They've kept them out for a lot longer. Driving more went well. Driving more defence went well. Even the scrum that's under pressure, they're still winning their own ball. So it's important for them to really feed off those positives and hopefully now get better field position to be able to make an impact on the game.
Well, 20 minutes gone. Lloyd is down there making friends. Lloyd, who have you got with you?
Yeah, dwi ma gyda prif hyfforddwr Abertawe, Ford, Cooksley. Right, it hasn't been a great start, but you can't question the girls. They're putting their bodies on the line, a couple of good turnovers.
Yeah, I've had better 20 minutes, but yeah, they're sticking in there. We knew it would be a tough challenge, you know, but we always know we're a second half team. We played downhill second half, so hopefully we'll get some tries.
Yeah, so half time now, like you said, you're second half team. What will the messages been from what you've seen so far?
You know, just keep putting pressure on them. When we put pressure on them, they were making mistakes, but it's just we're not putting enough pressure on them as they score another try here. But, you know, we're not coming up in defence enough. You know, we're not looking after the ball well enough, and it's giving a good side enough opportunities to score tries.
Yeah. And how's your season been so far, leading up to today?
Yeah, pretty up and down. We've had good patches and bad patches, but you know, it's been a big transition year in terms of losing a lot of girls last year. Loads of uncertainty around the programme, so I think that's been in the back of their mind. But you know, I can't fault the girls' effort for all the season, and hopefully we can make some memories now in the next hour or so that they can live with.
All the best for the rest of the game, mate. Cheers, thank you very much. Diolch.
Well, great to hear from Ford Cooksley. He's been a large part of Swansea University rugby, both the men's and the women's, under Hugh Gustafsson. Carolina Thomas, in her 5th varsity, has scored again. She's got an incredible record at this level, and she is going to try and convert it as well. 7 points for Carolina Thomas, 40 points for Cardiff, and there's only 20 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, I think it was really impressive again. That offload out of contact off the floor, you know, and again another offload out of contact we're seeing there. So I just think they've really benefited from winning those collisions and being able to get their arms through. So something Swansea to focus on to really chop them at source.
6 tries, 5 conversions, and Cardiff University look like they're after more. Fionn James, another gain line carry. Well, there could be another gap here to attack as well. That's Liv Price. It's the travelling reserve last year, so she's delighted to be involved this season. She's taken her team up to halfway. As Senek has a dig. Another good line, but a good contact, and the offload out of the tackle. Fantastic. Cardiff playing beautiful stuff. Emily Hay feeds Ottaway. Ottaway tackle, but she offloads to Caro Thomas, who finds Emily Hay. Her second touch of the attack. It is flowing. It is fantastic. Cardiff University scoring tries that belong in this stadium.
Yeah, definitely. And I like to see how many of the players actually got hands on ball there, because it seemed 1 to 15 were involved in that try some way or another. And again, that offloading out of contact really causing Swansea some difficulties. We're seeing Swansea, trying to put some line speed on, but ineffective because they're coming up in 1s and 2s. So I think Cardiff are really benefiting from finding those spaces.
It's like trying to tackle smoke at the moment for Swansea. But that is a well-deserved try by Emily Hay. She's pretty much been at the heart of everything, hasn't she?
Yeah, definitely. And it's nice to see people enjoying rugby, smiles on faces. I'm not sure about the early celebration myself, but I think it's lovely to see people having a good time and enjoying, and I guess playing on top and staying on top gives you that benefit.
Carolina Thomas is continuing with kicking duty. 47-0. But let's just take another look at this. The handling, the awareness of space. They are a well-drilled team, and I think Cardiff have greatly improved from this time last year, and I think they're showing that against Swansea.
Yeah, and they've had some good experiences this year in the Bucks Super Rugby, going to Hong Kong as a group, and that will just really benefit them.
Let's talk about that then, because they won the Kowloon 10s, and I'm assured that they took the rugby very seriously when they were out there. But
there's our middle here.
Good old-fashioned rugby tours, they're kind of a lost art, really. They don't happen so much these days. So I think it's pretty awesome that they all went together as a group and had such a memorable experience.
Yeah, definitely. And some of my favourite memories are on old school, will not disclose tours, And actually, interestingly, I think Cardiff have mastered that, because I was reading a couple of them went on tour to Benidorm, and a couple of them come away with tattoos of Cardiff tattoos. So.
Oh, it's been intercepted. Carolina Thomas. She is on a hot streak. There's a chase back from Kat Cotty, but you can't beat Carolina Thomas from there. And Cardiff hit 50 in the first half.
They show brilliant pace there. I wonder if she'll be made to convert her own trial, if she'll be given a rest. But yeah, brilliant awareness for the intercept.
Just inside the left post again.
Benefiting from that pack, putting Swansea under the pump at scrum time as well.
Inside the left post. Just inside the left post.
Well, with this kick, the interception, there was a good read from Thomas. She could take her personal tally to 20 points here.
It's more than I've scored in my life.
No. Yeah?
Oh, maybe equal.
Thomas is 3 from 3. Cardiff are 8 tries, 7 conversions, 54 points, and this turning into a tough afternoon for Swansea.
Yeah, it is. It is turning into a tough afternoon, and like we said, I'd like to see their hands on the ball a bit more, see what they can produce in attack, because they've had to defend for the majority of the game, and especially in this warm weather, that would be exhausting.
So just to pick up on our previous point, Benidorm is not a tour.
I would like to see how much rugby they played.
There's probably like a beach tournament there or something, but hey, good for them. So Caddy Williams helps that one on. Lily Jones, one of the try scorers. 7
Leave it alone.
of the players on the pitch have scored tries here for Cardiff, and now Claudia Harrison, the loose head prop, Great offload! Oh, one more could have done it there for Pallister Turley. Cardiff just keep coming. Williams, Emily Hay. Good pickup by Joss Sturziker. She's going to go around the outside. Joss Sturziker glides in, makes it look easy. And that is try number 9. Try number 2 for Sturziker.
And it's a great, again, blend of forwards and backs to create that try. Nice to see Harrison up the middle. I thought she was going to go all the way, which would have been lovely to see from a prop forward. But yeah, so a nice blend of forwards and backs getting hands on ball, and obviously finished well on the outside.
Well, she's barely broken a sweat yet, Joss Sturziker. The good news is our Welsh language colleagues over there, Griff and Reese, they're going to be picking player of the match.
I would hazard the guess it might be a Cardiff player.
So Caddy Williams back on kicking duty. Carolina Thomas has decided this one's too tough, and that one just grazes the outside of the posts. Strikes a really nice ball, Caddy Williams.
Yeah, she did strike that nice. I'd like to see what how the conversation went, who decided to get to kick the ones in front of the post and then the ones further out Caddy has to kick.
So, those are the boys. They are ready. We'll be live at 5:45 for a 6 o'clock kickoff. It's actually a massive day for Swansea University Rugby Club. It is not just the varsity for the men's team today. It is also the playoff against Brunel, Ealing Trailfinders Academy, to see if they will remain in Buck Super Rugby next year. Another line break here. Emily Hay just toying with the defender, looking for the offload, but
tackle!
Caitlin Lloyd arrives, makes an important tackle.
No, leave it, thank you.
Senek has
Backwards
to dig.
off
Pallister Turley. Oh, the offload is superb. Eva Lewis steps inside Katie French. Sturziker. Is there a touch on that? Yes, Anna Davis, unlucky.
It's so difficult to defend when they're playing this offloading game, to get a chance to reset, to regroup and then to get off the line. But Swansea have done really well on their scramble there. And great to see them celebrating that as well. So hopefully they can create their own energy, get a solid platform at this scrum, and then I'd like to see them making their way up the field.
Tom.
So a change being made here for Swansea. Another varsity debutant. Here comes Lucy Murphy.
Scrums have been good. Let's keep them straight and stable, please.
She was the most improved player this season. She's also got the best Bronco time. Remember your best Bronco time?
Yes, it was just after COVID when I had nothing else to do but run. and I was too light to scrummage as well, so I don't know what the win is.
I read that Gloucester men's centre Seb Atkinson did. Was it 4:08?
Yeah, it was 4:08. So that's a recorded best in men's rugby now. So, I mean, I was nowhere near that. I had maybe 2 minutes. No, not at my best. On my average, probably had 2 minutes. But I don't think it's a test for a front row.
No, I am inclined to agree with you. 4:08 is bonkers, though, isn't it?
Absolutely mental. I remember seeing, I think it was during COVID, seeing that Bowden Barrett had the best time at 4:12, and then to see that someone from Gloucester had topped that this year.
Could Bowden Barrett do it on a cold Tuesday night in the shed? You tell me.
7 off the ball. 7 off the ball.
So Lucy Murphy, an interesting one. She's come on for Charlotte Sedge. Played for the Qatar national team back when she was living in Doha. Rugby is a global game, but she can fill in all across the back row, all across the back line. As Fionn James is getting a stern talking to.
That type of player is key to have as part of your squad. I think, you know, especially if there's tough decisions to make for calls for the bench, having someone who can cover multiple positions really helps.
Yes, in the days of 5-3-6-2-7-1, hybrid players becoming more and more important as we get a good carry here from Ellen O'Toole.
No, back to the scrum. Knocked on in the line out.
And again, Cardiff straight over the ball, but luckily Swansea had the advantage. They really need to look after their ball a bit more. They're not getting much of it, and that great carry from O'Toole was nearly wasted as we didn't get support players there quick enough. Line out operating better though. They've mixed it up. They've done the same call for the other line outs in the game, and Cardiff have taken advantage of that. So mixing it up and going a bit further back, and then we've got Swansea have got a scrum as a result.
So the Cardiff men are making their way into the shade to prepare for their game. Meanwhile, Swansea women will just kick that into no man's land, hoping for a bounce, but the bounce
knocked on in the line, knocked on in the tackle.
Well, it favours Cardiff. Anna Stoll knocks it on. Joss Sturziker again just pops that ball up. She never dies with the ball, and it's a nightmare for Swansea to defend.
Knock-on advantage over Red. Girls, move.
Lucy Senek. Nice delivery off the left hand. Liv Price goes in upright,
Tackle's
but still
complete.
wins the collision. Oh, another.
She's on her feet. She's in the gate. She's allowed the ball, and you've rolled it back to keep it away from her.
Another penalty at the breakdown for Swansea.
Holding on, number 9.
Yeah, and I think it's coming into the game quite a lot where we see front row forwards jacqueling for the ball. You know, in the women's game, there's some prolific jacklers, and it's nice to see Swansea getting on that one.
Sturziker, good fend, and the offload, fantastic. Glorious stuff. And Gabby Della Savina, another offload. This time Senek takes it on. And they have to be commended for the way they're keeping the ball alive here, Cardiff. It is such ambition, even in a game where they're out of sight. They want to keep playing, they want to keep entertaining. Pallister Turley drives the legs into the 22. Again, Swansea chasing hard.
Your own player that pushed you out of the way there.
After that breakdown, but not getting it. Liv Price! Oh, Liv Price! Shimmies and shakes and scores. Is there anything more satisfying than a lock forward ghosting through? Liv Price scores at the Welsh Varsity.
Yeah, and I think is there anything more terrifying for a lock forward to find themselves in plenty of space. But yeah, brilliant finish there. Ran with determination. We've seen a couple of phases at the go, carrying hard as well. Both locks actually involved in that phase of play. And yeah, just she was step inside, showing her footwork and just a bit of determination. 2 hands on the ball, really showing a bit of deception there.
Well, she is the club captain, does a huge amount of work off the field for the team.
Is it niggle in this one? Red 9, oh, between the 2 9s. Okay, I'll have the red.
Caddy. Oh, Williams. Right. 10 tries, 7 conversions. And Cardiff University, I love you, but I'm going all in on Swansea.
Player down as well, Tom, over here. Do they want to sub through Lee? Do they want to sub that player off, who's down in goal?
Love the handmade signs.
Yeah, just dealing. Thank you. Do they want to sub her off?
A lot of effort's gone in, and it means a lot to these supporters as well. They're friends here.
Don't apologise.
Worked incredibly hard over the year, and this is a reward for an amazing,
Just wait for the girl to get up, okay?
amazing season. It's almost a cultural celebration as well, not just the rugby, a whole host of sports. And it culminates in the men's game later, where we're expecting over 10,000 here. They'd sold out Cardiff Arms Park, but such is the change of situation in the room next door.
Okay.
We find ourselves here at the home of Welsh Rugby, and so far Cardiff University putting on a performance and scoring some tries that are worthy of such an occasion. Again, Cardiff managed to secure that ball, and they've had a lot of joy at this side because Joss Sturziker's there. Oh, Sturziker steps inside. Will this be a first half hat-trick for Joss Sturziker? Yes, it will. She is showing that she is a deadly finisher, a brilliant rugby player. Superstar potential. And it's another varsity hat-trick for Joss Sturziker. As soon as she gets her hands on the ball, she ties the defenders in knots. So composed. Gets past the first, gets past the second. Again, it's not a vicious step, it's just a powerful change of direction. A tough chase for Kat Cotty. And Joss Sturziker under the poles for try number 11. And that conversion, incredibly, makes it 71-0. Well, Swansea, 2 minutes until they get to regather themselves at half-time, and Ford Cooksley can calm them down, try and get them to make some decisions in the second half that lead to some points on the board as Sturziker. Oh, brilliant offload again. This time it goes to ground, and there'll be a knock-on advantage here, and this will be the closest to the try line that Swansea have been. Anna Stoll will be desperate to get her hands on the ball here to do some damage. Cara Ottaway, Eva Lewis, a hat-trick for Sturziker, Emily May, 2 for Carolina Thomas, Liv Price, Lily Jones, Gabby Della Savina, all with their names on the ledger here.
Ladies, no contact, please. Thank you. Crow!
Potentially the last attack of the half.
Bind! You've got to leave room for her head to be able to get in. So I need to see shoulder room here so she can get her head in that gap, okay? Thank you.
39 minutes on the clock. They've been 39 largely tough and fruitless minutes for Swansea University. Cara Fleur-Davis, ball in hand. On comes the pressure from the Cardiff scrum. They've stolen this against the head. It's dived on by Lizzie Christie.
Played on the floor by White. We'll play away now.
And now Swansea can launch an attack, helped on by Izzy Tomlin. High tackle, so they will have a penalty here.
Captain, please hand this player 7.
Oh, Fionn James is in trouble.
Third time I'm having to speak to the same player. Yeah. Whilst I appreciate your over-enthusiasm, okay, we've had a hair pull from you, we've had a not rolling away from you, and now we've got another incident here as well, right? You just need to tidy up what you're doing, okay? That's the last time I'm going to talk to this player, otherwise you'll go and sit down for 10 minutes, okay?
That is a fairly conclusive warning and a good bit of refereeing as well. I think you've got to appreciate the environment here, appreciate the occasion, the fact that it means so much to these players, but those are...
Yeah, it was called in, I was happy to play through it.
But because...
And you've got to appreciate Claudia Harrison there. 71-0 up in the first half, asking for a penalty because Lizzie Christie might be a little bit too close to the breakdown when she dives on the ball.
Ladies, water off, please. We're going to restart.
So, Swansea.
Just give me a second. I'm not going to restart until they're ready, okay? Girls, we'll start when you're in your positions. Thank you.
We'll have the chance to kick to the corner here.
Just wait for me. I'll whistle you, okay? Okay. Girls, are you ready to restart? Ready to restart? Time on.
Into touch it goes, and it's a decent touch finder as well. And an opportunity now for Swansea.
Perfect there, okay?
The first of the half and the last of the half as we tick towards 40 here at the Principality Stadium. Emily Ellis started to get the line out right, needs to be right here, needs to find the jumper.
Stop. You've got two, you've got one receiver and 2 people in the channel here. What's going on? So you're either the hooker in here or you're in the back. Back you go then, please. Thank you. Okay, let's go.
Emily Ellis. Overthrown and bounces up into a Cardiff hand. Of course it does. Lily Jones brought to ground by Katie French.
Knock on by White.
And with a knock-on advantage, Cardiff are going to sweep forward here into the hands of Carolina Thomas, who burns away. Carolina Thomas heads towards the posts. They're like a homing beacon for it. Another varsity hat-trick for Carolina Thomas. Another record-breaking score for this record-breaking scorer. $76-0. And Carolina Thomas, turnover ball for Cardiff. They just love to play. They're so well coached. Nick Evans has done a great job with this team. They are ruthless. They are high quality. And at half-time, they are going to lead by 78 points to 0. And thus ends a quite remarkable half of rugby. 12 tries, 3 of them to her, Carolina Thomas, in her 5th varsity. A quite astonishing record, a quite astonishing 40 minutes. And Swansea will be shell-shocked, but they've got another half to make some memories here at the Principality Stadium. It has been one-way traffic, the result already in the bag, but still 40 more minutes to enjoy here in this women's match at the Welsh Varsity. The half-time score, I mean, the celebrations have already begun, and there's no surprise either. It is Cardiff University 78, Swansea University 0.
Reit am hanner o rygbi Caerdydd wedi sgorio 12 cais yn erbyn Abertawe, a dyma y ser yn y gêm blwyddyn diwethaf, Justin Sturzica gyda hat-trick o ceisiau, dyna oedd ei drydydd. Reit, mae Rhys a Carys wedi ymuno da fi unwaith eto, lle dylwn ni ddechrau. Beth chi wedi wneud o'r hanner gyntaf yna?
Wel, pnawn galed iawn am Abertawe. Mae Caerdydd yn neud yn rili dda yn ennill y collision ac yna yn cael offloads bach mewn, felly mae'n anodd i Abertawe i cael y cyfle i amddiffyn, really, achos bod nhw Caerdydd wastad yn chwarae ar top.
Rhys, o'n i'n sôn ar dechrau'r gêm bod Caerdydd oedd y ffefrynnau. O'ch chi'n disgwyl nhw dominyddu fel nath nhw?
Na, chymod y gwahaniaeth rhwng blwyddyn a blwyddyn diwethaf, falle bod Caerdydd wedi gwella, a fi'n ffili credu dim ond 2 gêm yn y ennill tymor hyn, mae'n dangos y safon o'r cyngred maen nhw'n chwarae yn, achos maen edrych yn tîm sydd wedi drefnus iawn, ond mor bwerus, mor ffit, maen nhw'n dadlwytho tramser, a maen edrych fel sydd wedi sgori bob trw'n y cyffrodd y bil.
Ond nhw'n sgorio gymaint o weithiau, ond nhw'n sgorio 2 gais yn y 4 munud gyntaf. O'ch chi ddim hyd yn oed wedi cyrraedd y pwynt sylwebu erbyn y pwynt yma. Dyma'r cais gyntaf gan Efa Lewis, a sgellwr, mae hi wedi edrych yn ffantastig heddiw, ond beth nes i sylweddoli yn syth a thema dros y hanner gyntaf, y siap mae Caerdydd yn redeg, fel wedys ti Rhys, llawer mwy drefnus na Abertawe, a wedyn wnaethon ni siarad am Gabriela Della Savina hefyd cyn y gêm. Be chi'n neud o'r cais yma, Cerys? Redeg cryf yn dydi?
Redeg really cryf, ond fi'n credu beth sy'n really impressive yw canolwyr Caerdydd yn rhoi pobl arall mewn i gwagle, achos ni wedi gweld, achos bod Jocelyn Sissing wedi sgori hat-trick yn barod. Ni wedi gweld maen nhw gallu sgori hunain, ond maen nhw'n rhoi pobl arall mewn lle, felly mae llwyth o bobl yn cael dwylo ar bil.
Ydyn, ond gawn ni weld cais trydydd a'r pedwerydd. Y trydydd gan Cara Ottaway, 8wr, ac mae hyn yn gyflym am unrhyw chwaraewr yn y back row. Ti'n meddwl, Rhys, beth ti'n meddwl?
Wel, jyst bydd Abertawe, y fforddwyr Abertawe, siomedig hwnna, mae'n amddiffyn, mae rhaid dod lan, rhaid aros nôl, ond bob tro mae Caerdydd rhywun o Caerdydd yn cadw'r bil, mae'n edrych fel sy'n mynd i torri'r tackle, neu os ydyn nhw ddim, mae'n barod i dadlwytho, mae'r sgiliau wedi bod yn gret, a Sturzing i fan hyn, does neb yn rhoi unrhyw y cyffwrdd o gwbl, felly mae'n chwaraewr special iawn i bod yn deg iddi.
Felly dyna oedd y pedwerydd gais ar ôl 10 munud o chwarae. Ac ymlaen â ni felly i'r 5ed cais wedi sgorio gan Lily Jones i wneud yn 33-0. Cerys, beth ti'n gweld fan hyn?
Yn eto, maen nhw'n symud y bil, mae'n llwyth o dwylo gwahanol ar y bil, ond nôl i at y caisiau, fe cais ni wedi barod gweld, ond beth o'n i'n wrth edrych ar y cais yma, mae hi gallu pasio mewn i gwagle, mae hi gallu torri trwy'r tacl, ac mae traed anhygol gyda hi, felly mae hi'n chwaraewyr sydd yn really well-rounded.
A Rhys, beth ti'n gweld fan hyn dyma'r 6ed cais?
Eto, ni'n gweld pwy'r gryf yn y cario, wedyn dwi ddim yn marw gyda'r bil, wastad yn trio dadlwytho yn y dacl neu wrth ar y llawr. A, bron bob cais, gyda 3 neu 4 chwaraewr o Caerdydd sgori'r cais na, felly yn amlwg mae'n tîm ffit iawn fyd.
Camgymeriad, mae'n gymaint o ceisiau fydd i'n gwneud camgymeriad yna. Dyna oedd y 5ed gais. Felly, mae dal 7 mwy o ceisiau wedi dod ers y pwynt yna. Oedd y cais yna ar y 14 munud mewn, felly llwyth o ceisiau. Dyma'r 7ed a'r 8ed cais. Y 7ed cais yn dod, dwi'n credu, gan Emily Hay, a be gwelais i fan hyn oedd dadlwytho anhygoel gan y menywod o'r prifddinas.
Yn union, a fi'n credu bod Abertawe angen, maen nhw'n ceisio dod ymlaen yn rhy gyflym ac yn gadael pobl tu ôl, a felly mae'n llwyth o gapiau, a ni'n gweld mae unigolion yn trio tryso pethau gwahanol trwy rhoi llaw allan neu dod yn gyflym allan o'r llinell, ond wedyn mae'n wneud e'n galetach am y tîm i gyfan.
A y cais yma oedd ryngipiad, oedd yn anffodus hefyd oherwydd o'n i ddim yn wedi gweld Abertawe yn dod mewn i'r gêm, o'n nhw'n yn 22 Caerdydd, a wedyn ni'n gweld ryngipiad yr un stori fyna. Y ceisiau nesaf, mae yna gymaint i fynd trwy, dyma'r 9ed cais fi'n credu, a'r cais yma wedi sgorio gan Carolina Thomas, fi'n credu, gawn ni weld. Mae fe mor gymryd, ni sori i chi adre, mae'n bod y llwyth o ceisiau heddiw yma.
Mae pawb yn licio ceisiau, dyn ni, ond amlwg, tymach gormod heddi, ond eto, gyda Spurs yn gallu sgori hwnna neu paso'r bel, mae gymaint o opsiwn gyda nhw. Ond, i fod deg Caerdydd, mae nhw ddim ond lliwaru beth sy'n o flaen nhw. Mae nhw wedi bod yn glinigol iawn, jyst trenu i pawb sy'n y stadiwm heddi bod mor un ochrog.
Ydych chi erioed wedi bod ar sgôlain fel hyn ar y ochr anghywir, Carys?
Wel, mae'n galed pan mae Cymru yn chwarae Lloegr yn y menywod, ond dwi ddim mor galed â hynny. Fi'n credu ni wedi cael y gap, ond mae fel arfer y sgôr yn eitha fawr, ond fi'n credu falle erbyn diwedd y gêm, mae'r sgôr wedi bod fel hyn ond a hanner amser. Fi heb gweld gêm gyda sgôr fel hyn a hanner amser.
Reit, gewn ni weld y 2 gais ola felly. Oedd y 2 gais yma yn hat-tricks i Sturzica a Carolina Thomas. Allu siarad am Sturzica trwy'r dydd, Rhys?
Gwmos, oedd hi edrych yn chwaraewr special am blwyddyn diwetha, mae edrych fel sydd wedi datblygu eto eleni. Mae dod â i mewn o'r asgell i'r canol, mae'n cael ei dwylo ar y bel lot fwy, a mae wedi dangos y donia a'r sgiliau i gyd. Mae wedi sgoli sawl cais, y trad, y cyflymder, y dadlwytho. Ond, i fod yn deg i tîm Caerdydd, yn wedi y Cymru, mae'n gyd edrych fod dan Sherys a mor athletic.
Ffantastig. Reit mae yna llwyth o chwaraeon gwahanol wedi bod yn mynd ymlaen yn y ddinas heddiw. Dyma rai ohonyn nhw. Reit, mae restr yn cynnwys golf, hwylio, marchogaeth, nofio, dringo, hoci, taekwondo. Mae yna ormod i enwi. Dyma'r gêm hoci sydd wedi cael ei chwarae yn barod. Dechreuodd y gysylltiaeth gyda Abertawe yn ennill y rwyfo, ac ers hynny mae'r hwyl wedi bod yn ddi-bai. Dyma ni, pawb yn joio yn y haul. Mae mwy na 10,000 o fyfyrwyr wedi bod i Gaerdydd heddiw i naill ai cystadlu neu cefnogi, ac mae'r ddinas yn bownsio, credwch chi i fi. A mae mwy na 30 tîm wedi bod yn cystadlu dros y Varsity yma. Be chi'n meddwl o'r amgylchedd yn y stadiwm heddiw, Maris?
Wel, yn amlwg, mae wedi bod yn anodd i cefnogwyr Abertawe. Mae nhw'n trial bloeddio, os yw Caerdydd yn taro'r bel mlaen. Mae nhw'n gael un nhw, ond fel ti'n gweud, mae'r dinas, mae'r atmosffer yn arbennig. O'n i'n troi lan i gwaith am 9 gloch bore yma, ti'n gweld crysau coch, bob man RYGBI. Ond, a hwn yw'r achlysur fwyaf yn y calendar gyfer y 2 brifysgol.
A mae'r sgôr yn agos iawn Beth oedd hwnna, sori, 13.5, gewn ni weld ar y sgrin, 30.5, sori, i Gaerdydd, 13.5 i Abertawe, a fi'n meddwl mae'n digon saff i ddweud bydd Caerdydd yn cymryd y pwyntiau heddiw yn y rygbi. Reit te, beth am ni edrych mlaen i'r gêm y ddynion? Dyma nhw yn cyrraedd Abertawe. Heddiw mae'r gêm yma am 4:45 wrth gwrs. Dyma ni y boys Caerdydd, boys y prifddinas yn barod i fynd amdani. Reit te, mae Abertawe wedi bod mewn gêm heddi yn erbyn Prifysgol Brunei sy'n golygu bydd y ail dîm yn chwarae heddiw yma oherwydd wrth gwrs fel wedys i o'n i'n baglu gan o sgeiriau, sori, yn y gêm diraddiad i aros yn y Bucks League. Felly bydd y ail tîm yn chwarae heddiw. Rhys, bydd hwnna'n sialens mawr i'r dynion Abertawe byd?
Bydd hwnna'n sialens enfawr, chymod, siŵr Caerdydd bydd ffefrynnau unrhyw ffordd, ond yn amlwg mae'n fwy bwysig i Abertawe a rightly so bod nhw'n aros yn y cyngor ucha yn y Bucks. Ond fi gobeithio bydd e lot llai yn ochrog na beth i wedi gweld gan menywod.
A Ceres, fydd e'n her wrth gwrs, mae fe'n profiad wych i cael chwarae yn y stadiwm yma, yn dydi?
Yn union, mae'n profiad arbennig yn yr heilwen, a mae'r tywydd wedi dod mas, mae'r myfyrwyr wedi dod mas, felly mae rhaid i nhw rili mwynhau hynny, a gobeithio bydd ni'n gweld gêm sydd bach yn agosach yn y dynion.
Rhys, mae gennych ti lot o atgofion yn y stadiwm yma. Beth mae fel i chwarae yn y stadiwm mor wych a stadiwm Principality?
Mae'n stadiwm special iawn, ond sa'n siŵr sy'n ni'n gwario mas na heddi. Mae mor dwy mewn fan hyn, a mae stadiwm enfawr, felly mae'n mynd i fod yn challenge enfawr i merched yn ail hanner, wedig Abertawe, ond mae'n rhaid cofio, hwn bydd gêm diwetha lot o'r merched yn heddi, felly mae'n achlysio special, a jyst gobeithio gall Abertawe roi fwy o challenge i Caerdydd ail hanner.
A fi'n gobeithio hynny. Fyd gyda fi yw Nick Evans, prif hyfforddwr Caerdydd wrth gwrs. O'ch chi'n bwriadu dechrau mor ffyrnig a neithoch chi, chwarae teg?
Wel, o'n i'n eitha bles, nes i gofyn i nhw mynd mas na, dechrau'n gyflym a cadw'r bel yn symud trwy amser, a maen nhw'n wedi gwneud hynny, felly maen nhw'n edrych yn gret yn ymosod.
Ydyn, a mae Sir yn eich tîm sy'n Jocelyn wrth gwrs, Carolina Thomas, beth mae fel i hyfforddi menywod mor dalentog?
Wel, y peth yw, maen nhw jyst eisiau dysgu trwy'r amser. Os ni'n edrych ar Joss, mae hi wedi bod gyda GB7s blwyddyn yma, felly dwi jyst yn teimlo'n lwcus iawn i bod yma.
Gwych, a beth wedys ti ar y hanner amser i'r fenywod? Beth yw'r her nawr ar tacteg?
Wel, fi wedi rhoi'r subs mlaen nawr, a dwi wedi dweud mae rhaid i nhw cadw'r safon mor uchel a maen nhw wedi dechrau.
Gwych, Ceres?
Yn union, fi'n credu mae'n gwych i gweld cymaint o pobl gyda y bel yn ei dwylo. Ydy rhywbeth rydych chi'n ymarfer i dadlwytho ac ati a cadw y bel yn fyw?
Ydyn, dyn ni'n dechrau pob sesiwn hyfforddi gyda touch. Ni'n chwarae'r bel lot, ni'n chwarae'r bel o'r llawr, so mae'n gret cael y bel. Ni wedi amddiffyn trwy'r tymor, felly gweld nhw yn ymosod, mae'n ffantastig.
Mae nhw'n ymosod yn dda, ia.
Nick, diolch yn fawr, mwynhewch yr hanner, gwych. Reit te, wrth gwrs, mae'r gêm menywod, mae'n adeg anhygoel i'r gêm rygbi menywod, a ni sôn am y 6 glad nawr. Pa mor bwysig yw pethau fel hyn i ddatblygu chwaraewyr i mynd mlaen i chwarae'r Hel Celtaidd, PWA ac yn y gobaith i chwarae yn y 6 glad fydd?
Yn union, fi'n credu bod cyfle i datblygu cymaint o fenywod dros y gêm y blynyddoedd diwethaf yn y Bucks Super Rugby neu yn y Her Celtaidd, a i cael pobl sydd yn chwarae fan hyn, yn gweld sut mae i chwarae fan hyn, just yn rhoi mwy o dalent i ni dewis o yn Gymru, achos ni wedi cael bach o talent pool bach am flynyddoedd, felly mae'n gwych i gweld bod e'n tyfu a tyfu a tyfu.
Ffantastig. A mae Cymru wrth gwrs yn chwarae Ffrainc, dydd Sadwrn yn brif, sut ti'n rhagweld y gêm na'n mynd?
Bydd e'n gêm galed am y ferched Cymru, achos bod Ffrainc yn hanesyddol yn tîm rili gryf, ond fi'n credu bydd ni'n gweld mwy o beth maen nhw wedi cael mwy o amser gyda hyfforddwyr newydd nawr, felly gobeithio gweld bod amddiffyn ni bach yn well, achos ni wedi colli llwyth o taclau yn y dau gêm cyntaf, ond hefyd gweld bach o mae prif hyfforddwyr Sean Lynn yn dweud Licence to Inspire, felly fi'n gobeithio gweld bod nhw'n fel Caerdydd heddiw yn dadlwytho'r y bel ac yn gadw y bel yn fyw.
Fel weles i, a Licence to Inspire, mae Sean Lynn yn trio roi ar y tîm. Ti'n meddwl bod ni'n dechrau gweld hyn y trydydd gêm fe nawr?
fi'n credu fi'n ni'n gweld, nawr maen nhw wedi cael mwy o amser gyda'i gilydd, fi'n ni'n gweld y gwelliannau yn dod, achos bod oedd yn galed gêm cyntaf, o'n i moyn ennill y gêm yn erbyn yr Alban, ond dim ond 6 dydd o'n nhw gyda'i gilydd cyn hynny, a'r Alban yn cael mwy o'r amser, ond fi'n credu, gobeithio ni'n gweld bach o DNA nhw nawr, a be maen nhw moyn chwarae, nawr bod nhw wedi cael cwpl o gemau a 3 wythnos o ymarfer.
Fi'n edrych ymlaen i weld hwnna. Reit mae'r amgylchedd yn y stadiwm yn ffantastig. Mae pawb yn joio, mae Abertawe hyd yn oed joio y sgôr. Mae'n amser nawr i fynd nôl at ein tîmau sylwebu. English language commentary will come from Dave Rogers and Cerys Cuming. Yn y Gymraeg, mae Rhys Priestland ar ei ffordd i ymuno a Griff McKee.
Well, Cerys and Rhys have got a bit of a walk, so I'm sure we'll be seeing them shortly. And Ford Cooksley has got quite a half-time talk here because Swansea University aren't going to win the game, but there are quality players in that team and it's important that they come away with something. Cardiff, well, they're going to come away with the victory, and this is a brilliant way, a perfect way for them to sign off the season as the Queens of Welsh University Rugby, and also put together some of the things that they've been working on throughout the year. It's been a tough season. They've gone toe-to-toe with the likes of Loughborough and Hartpury and Exeter and players who played in the PWR, players who played in the Under-20 Six Nations and are playing in the Senior Six Nations. And even though results haven't gone their way, they will have improved as players. And they went and played on tour in Hong Kong, and Nick Evans was saying to us earlier in the week that they got used to winning and got used to scoring tries, and the one thing she hoped is that they could capture that feeling and take it out onto the pitch today. And I think we will all agree that they have done exactly that. They have scored some spectacular tries worthy of the occasion. 12 to be precise. 9 of those converted. And that is Caddy Williams there. She's kicked beautifully. She has kept things ticking over. I mean, the forward pack have put the graft in, but a lot of the tries have come from the backs. Thomas, Hay, Sturzica, Lewis and Ottaway all dotting down. For the forwards, it's been Liv Price, Lily Jones, Gabby Della Savina. And Joss Sturzica. I mean, we can talk about it until the cows come home, but she keeps proving us right. A brilliant young rugby player, certainly got PWR potential. She can score a try for nothing, but luckily for her, her teammates are putting the work in too. Saw Rebecca Watts had come on there, wearing number 17 for her varsity debut. Nick Evans refers to her as the silent assassin, and she knows that usually she doesn't get a lot of time on the pitch because she is a loose head prop and Claudia Harrison is the captain. So this time, she's going to be given 40 minutes to make an impression, and that is well deserved over the season. Well, plenty of rugby to come. Join me tomorrow, actually, for Aberavon versus Pontypool. That's on S4C and S4C Click. Welsh and English language commentary, and then Ospreys versus Lyon. Ospreys looking to get to the latter stages of the European Challenge Cup. And then it is Club Rugby. Plenty of rugby for you to enjoy, and of course here at the Principality Stadium, what a vista, one of the finest in world rugby, especially when the roof is open and the sky is blue. The bustling metropolis of Cardiff is just going about its regular Wednesday business. Hopefully some of them make their way over here as we prepare for the second half. I mean, Cardiff are ready, Swansea are making them wait. It's all about getting your little wins where you can. And fair play to them. Daisy Bateman's on as well. Technical scrummager. Yeah, so Daisy Bateman, second year, former Buckingham Swan. Played in this match last year as well. And the Cardiff fans in the sun certainly be the happier of the two. That's Mari Heffin Talked about all the debutants, the varsity debutants for Swansea. It's only Daisy Bateman and Evie Guy who played in the varsity for Cardiff on the bench. So Rebecca Watts, Poppy May Tyrrell, Zoe Delplas, Mary Heffin, Zoe Jones, Zoe Cross. If they step onto the turf here, they will be making their varsity debuts too. So massive, massive occasions for them. And wherever you're watching around the world, hopefully you're enjoying the coverage. Zoe Jones, final year journalism student, wearing number 22. She's been promoted from the second team to play varsity today. Got a habit of scoring important tries. I hope somebody has told the Swansea women that the men's game kicks off at 6 o'clock and they need to get their backsides in gear here. Well, Keris, you're back. Did you happen to see Swansea University on the way? Because Cardiff have been at it for about 5 minutes now.
I know, either I've just done a PB around the field, or Swansea rightfully taken their rest. They have had a tough half. To defend all half is brutal. So they probably cheekily taken an extra few minutes.
Well, they're getting a great reception as they re-enter the pitch here for the second half. For a lot of these players, both in green and white and in red, it is the last time they will wear the jersey. It's the last time these groups will ever be together. The memories they've made, the bonds they've built. They have got 40 minutes remaining to make and build some more. Katie French is going to get the second half underway.
Ready?
And away we go. Second half for the Welsh varsity. Cardiff women with the first touch. I'm reliably informed that was a 25-minute half-time there. That's got to be some kind of record. There might be some other records as well in terms of biggest ever score lines at the Principality Stadium, especially with Cardiff keep scoring as freely as they have been. Cara Ottaway up over halfway.
It's a good lift.
They've emptied the bench here. And a good turnover, good start for Swansea.
Yeah, I think I might start a petition for 25 minutes half-time. I think that would be more suited to my game. But a brilliant start from Swansea there, getting over the ball. Interestingly, speaking to Nick Evans at half-time about how they start every training session with an offloading type game. And you can really see that from Cardiff.
No!
Mary Heffin places that ball back, and now Eva Lewis is in at scrum half. She's wearing 14 and playing on the wing. This is such fluid, lovely handling. Oh, and again, first touch for Poppy May Tyrrell. And again, Rebecca Watts.
You're trapping her in. Balls away. You trapped her in.
Is this Cardiff University, or is it the Flying Fijians? Oh, so many numbers there. Fionn James had to give it. She's on a last warning from the referee. She might be on a last warning for her teammates if she blows another 5-on-1. Eva Lewis has a snipe. Helped on quickly to Joss Sturzica. Sturzica, Cara Ottaway. Ottaway into the 22. Wonderful handling. Lewis to Sturzica. And Swansea cannot lay a glove on this brilliant Cardiff offloading machine.
It's some really impressive rugby. I think that free-flowing, offload, obviously from having the quick start that they targeted, has allowed them that licence to really throw the ball around, and it's great to watch, especially if you're a Cardiff fan.
Well, it is joyous, but look at all the options, inside, outside, left and right. Players offering themselves for second touches, third touches. Rugby how it should be played, and Sturzica gets her fourth try.
And just so, like you said, so many people around that ball. It's clearly they're all flooding that channel as we see like a half-line break, and they're all benefiting from it.
Mary Heffin, that is her first conversion attempt. It is her first varsity points on her debut, and that is 85. Oofed.
Yes, a very tough day in the office for Swansea so far. obviously, we've already said we're rooting for them a bit, and I'd like to see them with their hands on the ball. If they can get on the board, you know, I think we'll see a lot of happy faces.
So Swansea through Katie French. How do they make this competitive? Not just this game, but this line out. Oh, Heavens kicked that one back. Good take by Lily Griffiths.
Hands away!
And now Swansea with their hands on the ball. I suppose the temptation now is to just try
away 17, thank you,
and do it all at once, but they just need to be patient here. One phase at a time. That's a good carry. And Anna Stoll is away. Anna Stoll. Cara Ottaway acts as a speed bump, takes her off her feet.
Number 2.
But a little glimpse of what Anna Stoll's all about. Now Katie French, her centre partner. Lucy Murphy.
Number 2 rolling.
Tomlin.
Number 19 offside.
Penalty advantage. Poppy May Tyrrell offside.
Swansea have penalty advantage if you want it. Thank you, mate.
Lucy Murphy.
Okay.
With the
Still
carry.
Advantage.
And that'll be a penalty to Swansea.
Yeah, lovely carry there from Anna Stowell. You know, she kept the ball in both hands, a bit of deception. Is she going to pass and then glides through the gap? So it was nice to see her in some space. First time we've had the chance to do that. And a couple of nice phases from Swansea as well. Risk there as they get a couple of phases in. They did get a bit isolated, so something that they need to look at in order to keep ball, and a better clearance for touch.
Well, they're into the 22.
And am I right in saying that's the first time of the game they're in the 22?
Okay, yes.
They got in just... Oh, you'd gone. They got in just before half-time. You'd gone down to the studio. So it is, in fact, the first time you've seen them go into the 22. So you are correct in that sense, yeah. They had a penalty just before the half when you were in the bowels of this gargantuan stadium. Ellen O'Toole is now throwing at the lineup. That's been turned over. And Eva Lewis.
Play on.
It's a loose pass, but Cardiff just don't look stressed in their own 22. Mary Heffin dives on it.
All in front, retreat, now onside.
They've allowed that ball to bounce, Swansea, but it's been caught by Murphy, who returns to the 22. Cara Fleur Davis, Izzy Tomlin, better hands, Kat Cotty.
Wall 14! Thank you, well
Eva
done.
Lewis told to get out of the way. Davis, here's the hooker, Ellis.
Away,
it's a good
12,
tackle.
21.
Just going backwards here a little bit, Swansea, as Izzy Tomlin tries to throw the dummy. French in at first receiver. It's just behind Stoll. And this kind of turnover ball is where Cardiff are really dangerous. They've got numbers here, and they're round the outside. It's a foot race. It's a good chase, and then Zoe Cross gets away from Harding-Jones, and then away from Cotty, and Zoe Cross finishes another long-range try for Cardiff. She had so much work to do, but looking at those celebrations, well earned. Look how much it means.
Yeah, it's lovely to see those celebrations. I think those tries are probably the hardest ones to take for Swansea because they've built a bit of pressure. They've had ball. They're playing in the 22, and then that turnover and Cardiff's reactions to turnover ball has just been exceptional.
Oh, it was a brave chase back, wasn't it? It looked like Caddy Harding-Jones had got to Zoe Cross, but she's come on in the second half for a varsity debut. She's the social sec as well, so I've no doubt there'll be a fine to be paid for that try later. But it'll all be worth it. It's Murray Hevin from under the poles. Can take Cardiff up to an incredible 92 points.
I actually thought Cardiff kicked the ball to exit too soon. They had lots of space on, so it's a, you know, I thought, oh, Swansea got away with one here as you know, Caddy Williams got boot to ball and kicked it away, and then unfortunately another turnover leading to that try.
6 and 10. 6 and 10 white.
Changes being made here for Swansea. is Tomlin and Lizzie Gristy being replaced. It's all smiles for Cardiff. I mean, goodness me. Basking in the glory as Ellie Jellis is going to come in as a playmaker.
Let's go with that.
Former hockey and tennis player. Now,
tackle.
Hopefully for her team, a playmaker. As Keris Powell comes on for Swansea. High energy back rower. Well, they're going to need some high energy, aren't they? Because they are under the pump here. Zoe Jones taking that carry up the flank, and now Caddy Williams, nearly getting through. Lily Jones.
Got an injury where?
Taken high by Fionn James. Oh, there's a hand on that. Was it a red one or a white one? It's gone backwards off red, says the referee. Another cracking offload and a good solid tackle there by Anna Stoll.
Okay, time off.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of good glimpses of her this half. I'm hoping to see more throughout the half. But again, a better defensive set there. We see them working as a collective as opposed to individuals, which has paid off, and some good tackles in there. They need to really be targeting the ball as they're struggling to live with the offloading game that Cardiff are bringing. So my challenge to Swansea would be: can you target the ball, stop that offloading game, and buy yourself a bit more time to get set.
Maybe your ball, line up.
So the men's game, we are live at 5:45. The game kicks off at 6.
Is the substitution on for this young lady?
And we've got Super Rugby Cymru coming up as well tomorrow. We're in Aberavon for their game against Pontypool. Then it's Ospreys versus Lyon. And the opportunity for you to catch up with all of the Super Rugby Cymru action as well.
Thank you.
And football as well. God, there's so much sport. How's there so much sport on?
It's a nice weekend for it.
It's not bad, is it? Not bad at all. Do you know what? Get it on the telly, get the doors open, get the barbecue on, and just bathe in sport.
Girls.
In the meantime, it's 92-0. We've got 31 minutes to go, and we are going all in on Swansea here. We need a Swansea try. Ellen O'Toole from Galway. Oh, it's nearly there. Slightly overthrown. Eva Lewis finds Lily Jones. Lily Jones, it's another brilliant line, and stops and goes. She runs great lines. We saw that with the try that she scored earlier.
Good counter-up.
And then Lewis starts the attack again. Mary Hevin
Backwards.
Shovels it out to the edge where Zoe Jones is waiting. And Zoe Jones through a few bodies. Oh, she hasn't scored. And manages to recycle that ball as Eva Lewis snipes from short range. She does get the score after Zoe Jones did incredibly well not to score. Eva Lewis saves the blushes.
Yeah, and I think that's just the luck. We've seen there the luxury that Cardiff have from being so dominant in this game. The ball goes to floor, somebody puts a foot on it to chip it to the wing, and it pays off for them and they get a bit of space. So just being able to play that high risk, high rewards rugby because they're so dominant has really benefited them there. And a winger with a pick and go try.
Oh, how close is she to scoring here? Oh, yeah.
So they were onside, short of the line, and then on the line. I'm happy. Thanks, mate.
She just needs an extra couple of inches in her arms.
97-0. Half an hour to go here at the Principality Stadium. 3 tries in the second half already. The score has moved from 78 to 97. Yeah, and I started to talk about it earlier, but Cardiff keep interrupting our conversations with scoring brilliant tries, but huge day for Swansea men. They're playing here against Cardiff, but they've got a massive playoff. That kicks off at 6:30. in West London against Brunel University, the Ealing Trailfinders Academy, and it is, well, it's the richest game in university rugby, really. Oh, here we go, Anna Stoll. And it is, it's literally, it's 80 minutes. The winner is in Buck Super Rugby next year. The loser goes back to the National League system, and it's huge for Welsh Rugby to have 3 of the 10 teams being from Wales, Cardiff University, Cardiff Met and Swansea. So we wish Hugh Gustafson and his team all the very, very best this evening as they head to the English capital.
Away, Red!
Here comes Swansea. Bella Jones. Now, Ellen Evans.
No red! Away, Red!
And Swansea starting to build here.
Thank
Not
you.
seen as much of this as Ellie Jellis helps that on. She's a nice pivot in midfield. Anna Stoll.
Penalty advantage, White.
You've got a penalty advantage. There's a little offside in midfield for Cardiff.
Red again, 18, second time.
So Evie Guy, 2 offside penalties for her. And the referee has given Cardiff a couple of warnings. He won't want to reach for his pocket on a day like today.
Cannot join the ruck from that side. That ends the advantage.
No, and actually, reflected upon it, now you've said about a warning, Swansea discipline has been very good considering they've been under the pump, and maybe that's testament to the Cardiff offload game. There hasn't been very many breakdowns at all for him to referee. But yeah, so some good play from Swansea there. They're getting some good change from when they're going direct and really challenging the Cardiff defence. And we know that Cardiff... obviously, we know Cardiff are good in attack, but it's nice to see them having to work a bit harder in defence.
One for another
and hopefully Swansea can keep doing that.
Collapsing and then ripping the ball off on the floor. Both by the same player, both number 18. So she's on a warning now. So you've got 18 and you're 7. Okay, still on a warning. Thank you.
So Fionn James and Evie Guy, they're in the referee's bad books, but not his proper book. They've not been sent to the naughty step just yet.
No, and Nick James was speaking about at half-time about how they really wanted the subs to come on and challenge them to make an impact, and that's probably not the impact she was after from Evie Guy. But hopefully now, again, Swansea can settle into the game, get this ball into touch with another good clearance, and really just show that part of that DNA, those hard carries that he's been doing, that they've been doing well.
Well, the Swansea go to the 22 here. I think one of the things that Nick Evans will be most pleased with is how Cardiff have reacted when they've got turnover ball. Like the tries they've scored when they've been under a bit of defensive pressure have been absolutely amazing.
Yeah, and she spoke about how that they train for that offloading game, but unfortunately the nature of the season, they haven't had the opportunity to attack a lot because they've been struggling in their games. They've had to defend a lot, so it's probably a nice touch for the girls to have the opportunity to do that.
So we've got Nick Fish there and Ford Cooksley, we heard from earlier. Nick Fish now forwards coach at Cardiff University, formerly of Cardiff Met, so he'll be involved with the men's game later on. And there's been front row replacements here. Sydney Chumley and Steph Feeney. So
knocked on and played in front.
A little knock on, and then
played in front.
That instinct of when you see a ball, you've got to grab it. And tough on Swansea.
Knocked on.
Yeah, because the line-out was lovely. The lift, the throw, the jump. I would probably guess it was supposed to be a driving maul because there was a forward in at +1 and potentially a bit of lack of communication there. She's popped it off to a player that probably wasn't expecting it.
It was knocked on. But
oh, hello.
That you put the ball to
even the Swans are here in the sunshine.
So they were offside when you passed it. Okay,
it's great to see people out here enjoying themselves. And it's good to see them in the stadium enjoying the rugby as well, because there were a few in town as I walked to the stadium that I'm not sure will remember the rugby if they come for the second game later.
Yeah, I didn't have the luxury of being involved in a varsity when I was in uni because I was Cardiff Met.
You threw it in.
But driving in and seeing all the Cardiff fans particularly walking into the city centre was quite a sight, and something I'm sure I would have enjoyed.
There is a There is a Cardiff Met Varsity, isn't there?
Yes, there is. They do a Varsity against Bath. When I was in uni, it wasn't much of a thing. It's definitely grown. But I work with Cardiff Met a bit now, so parking was a nightmare last week as they were setting up, but they have all the sports on site at Cardiff Met. So it is a bit carnage, to be honest.
Well, their women's team have got a big one coming up on Wednesday, haven't they? An amazing result against Hartbury. I had to think then, because Loughborough beat Exeter down in Exeter, and then Cardiff Met beat Hartbury at Hartbury. Two massive semi-final results.
Yeah, it was, because I think those two teams that had the byes in the quarter-final, because they finished first and second, ended up losing their semis. So that's an interesting one. I wonder whether people potentially think that having that one game left didn't prepare them well for the semi-final. But the performance from Cardiff Met was exceptional, especially they had the wins first half and they took advantage of it, and then Hartbury didn't do the same second half, and it's a hell of a result, and now they get to play at Rodney Parade, which is just up the road.
That is a week today, the Bucks Super Rugby double-header final, so it'll be Cardiff Met against Loughborough in the women, and then Loughborough against Hartbury in the men's.
No.
Oh, Swansea penalty at scrum time.
Come around and then gone straight down the tight head.
I would be slightly aggrieved if I was a tight head and you being that dominant. But you could see there was a wheel on there, but it didn't look necessarily intentional.
Tap and go. Swansea going for a bit of tempo here, and Ellen O'Toole takes them up to the 22. Slow roll there, but the referee happy enough, and this defensive pressure from Cardiff excellent, but Katie French nearly jags in behind. O'Toole again, knocked on by Evie Guy. Oh, it's her last warning, and Evie Guy is sent to the sin bin.
Yeah, I think she come up a bit under control there. Under control, that's the opposite to what I wanted to say, out of control. And therefore give away the penalty.
What a chance here for Anna Stoll. Anna Stoll takes 3 Cardiff defenders to bring her down. They're down to 14.
I'm happy with that. Thank you, mate.
And what a turnover. Oh my goodness, Lily Jones.
Off you go.
Well, she was like a thief in the night.
Come here.
And then she concedes the penalty.
What matters at the moment is the way I'm interpreting the game. You screaming at me from the ground is not a helpful way to conduct yourself in the ground, in the game, okay? If I make a decision, you just have to respect the decision. If you don't like it, become a ref and you can do it next week. Okay, off you go, thank you. Okay?
Consider yourself told, Lily Jones. Here comes Swansea. Keris Powell.
Stay on side, stay back feet. Back feet.
Now O'Toole needs to get the legs going here. This the closest Swansea have been. What an opportunity.
Offside.
Steph Feeney.
20 offside.
Another penalty advantage here. Zoe Del Plas offside. Katie French. Well, the penalties mounting up here for Cardiff. Cara Flor Davis. Anna Stoll. Still going, Anna Stoll. For the line and over. And the Swansea captain. It had to be her.
I think that could be my favourite try of the day. I think they've had to work so hard for that, and she definitely deserves it. Like I said previously, this half we've seen some really lovely instances from her, both in attack and defence. And I was kind of thinking to myself, get the ball to Anna Stowell, because she's been the most dangerous player on the field. But I think Cardiff are getting on the wrong side of the ref, so they need to be careful. But Swansea need to keep playing on top to really make Cardiff under pressure.
This took some finishing. 5 defenders.
And I think just that want to still go forward, get over the line. You know, they've had a tough day so far, but that determination to still want to keep driving, get into those close contact situations, and ultimately score the try has to be commended.
Katie French, the goal kicker today, in contention for Player of the Year. Been really impressed with her this season.
You've moved.
Oh. The referee deciding that she'd moved, and now maybe changing his mind.
And then she went up on her heels, but she didn't advance. And the law is very clear. She didn't advance. She didn't take a step forward, so they were early. Brilliant. It's a retake, and you cannot charge. You retake. You've got the full 90 seconds to retake it. They moved because you went up on your heels, but you didn't move forward. Therefore, you can retake it.
I think Swansea will be grateful for the extra break. Now they get to retake it, and hopefully an opportunity to regroup, take this kick-off and get a bit of go forward again.
Well, the referee just listening to his ARs there, and it's very important that the officials work as a team. Katie French strikes it beautifully through the uprights, and it's a full 7 points with a quarter of the game to go.
Yeah, and I think maybe like Swansea want to keep working now, keep the ball, keep going forward, and hopefully they can keep this margin below 100, because at one point in this half I thought that was a nailed on 100-point margin, but now we're back down to 90, and hopefully we'll see them with ball in hand again.
So Mari Hevin. Cardiff still down to 14 with Evie Guy in the bin.
Backwards, play on.
And then there was a little
First one
knock
went
on there.
backwards, the second one was knocked on the ground. First one was backwards.
Those are the coach killers, as they say, and you've just scored a try that you've worked really hard for. You need to cash the check, get the ball back and reset. So they'll be disappointed there.
All right. Lloyd is down there, making friends. He's a popular guy. Who's with you, Lloydie?
Okay, we're ready?
Diolch Chris, mae da fi ffod Cwcsli wrth gwrs prif hyfforddwr tîm Abertawe. Right, this was always going to be a challenge, playing up a league against Cardiff, but you have to be so proud of these girls fighting to the very end.
Yeah, outstanding the second half. You know, they haven't gone away. Told you we're a second half team, so, you know, they haven't gone away. You know, we're 60 minutes in, they're still giving it everything. I'm just delighted for Anna. She's a captain. She's been through a lot this year, and for her to score a try as well is outstanding. So yeah, I'm really proud of the girls and how they've applied themselves to the second half, and the subs as well have come on and made a massive impact as well.
Yeah, brilliant. To put in a performance like this, as in to keep going, keep fighting for each other. They must be a very special group. Do you agree?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, we'll see a special group in Wine Street last night later on. But yeah, they are a special group, and they stick together. To be fair to them, and you know, we've had some real tough times, and because of the bond there, they've made it a lot better. So yeah, I can't be any prouder than I am. Obviously, we'd like the score to be a bit closer, but in terms of their character and effort, I can't ask for any more.
So if you look at this is your reaction to the try. You're obviously very, very passionate about this squad.
Yeah, you know, we've worked hard in the last couple of weeks to put stuff in, and you know, I just wanted them to be hard and like make the moments and know and give account for themselves, and just to see what they've done in the last 10 minutes of passenger play was outstanding. So I'm over the moon, and you know, I can relax that we're not going to be nilled now as well. So I'm happy.
Exactly. And what's next for this group?
A lot moving on. So it'll be another new side. Unfortunately, I'll be moving on as well with family commitments and club commitments to the Abertawe Green Stars. So. I'm really excited for some of the youngsters. You know, you've got like Ellen O'Toole, who's a fresher, Katie French, fresher, and Charlotte Sedge, who are freshers, who can hopefully drive this club forward. And I hope whoever comes in next year has as much as a good time as I've had this year with them.
Brilliant, cheers, mate. A couple more tries now.
Yeah, we're back in bonus points soon.
He's a great character, Ford Cwcsli, and he's done a good job in a short amount of time. And also, 2 minutes he's being interviewed for, and he manages to get the Abertawe Green Stars a shout-out. It's a fair dues to him. He mentioned Wine Street there. How would you... I mean, the majority of the people who are watching this game will be from Wales, but we've got a few internationals, players from all over the world. We've got some Canadians. Sydney Chumbley is Canadian, so hello to her family if you're watching. How would you describe Wine Street to somebody who's not Welsh?
Set. Carnage.
Yeah. Absolute chaos. Sometimes fun, sometimes anything but. Alas, Swansea able to clear, and Cardiff can come again.
Yeah, nice solid platform in that scrum. We heard in the stoppage the ref explaining the previous penalty to Cardiff about them being overly dominant on one side and therefore wheeling. Obviously rectified that, which gave them a good platform.
How do you feel about that? So if you're the one punished, do you say to the referee, what? So you're punishing me for being too good at scrummaging? Is that the...
Yeah, well, I obviously would never challenge a referee. However, it is frustrating sometimes. And I've only ever had one yellow card in my career, and it was for scrummaging in a scrum that I perceived to be dominant.
Here we go, Swansea with turnover ball and some space to run into here. It's nice defending by Zoe Jones, just confidently out there on the edge. But a good leg drive from Kat Cotty. She's not had a lot of opportunity to attack today. She's a touch rugby player, so she's brilliant in space. Used to play for the southwest of England. And there are a lot of real redemption stories here. Players who've worked so hard to get here. She fractured her cheekbone earlier in the season and just did everything she could to make sure she was prepared for this big occasion. A huge credit to her and everyone who's helped her to prepare for it. That's Steph Feeney.
No advantage, back we go. Your penalty. 15.
Yeah, Steph Feeney, you were just about to speak about, was it coming back from ACL injury? She's had a couple of ACLs, I believe,
offside.
And she's someone that I played with when I was younger,
and then later on 20
and just a
as well.
great advocate for the women's game, because she's a club rugby stalwart. She's really worked hard to come back and play, and even when she hasn't been playing, has been supporting. So I think, I'm chuffed that she's got the opportunity to get out there and play this season.
And do you know what, you talk about club rugby there, and everyone's talking about the explosion of women's rugby at the moment, and how ticket sales for the Rugby World Cup are incredible, and the Women's Six Nations is doing record numbers again on TV, and Wales are travelling to France this weekend. It's going to be another massive occasion. But women's rugby will truly be strong when club rugby is strong. It has to be built from the base up, not the top down, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And we see like in the Celtic Challenge this year, we see players who have come through, club rugby systems that have really made a difference to those squads, and we need those players to facilitate other players that are dropping down into Celtic Challenge potentially. So it's definitely an area of the game that we really need to continue to grow.
Eva Lewis scrapping hard for that big ball over the top. Oh, Zoe Jones can't quite gather it. It was an ambitious pass.
You've got a scrum or a line out.
But if it's into the breadbasket, then it's try time and a ton up.
Yeah, and it's nice to see this part of the game a bit more competitive. Cardiff have had the majority of the possession, but Swansea are doing well at defending, and I think their replacements have made a good impact for Swansea. And it's pleasing to see.
Just come up a sec. Some of the girls are new to our scrum. We've had a good scrum with strength and stability and control. Let's keep it like that. Let's not let our standards go down, okay? I've got AR looking this side as well to make sure you stay up, okay? Crouch. Bind. Set. Okay, spun, same put in, reset. Spun through 90, reset.
Talk to me about being in a scrum that is spinning. Do you kind of just give up on it and hope the referee makes a good decision? Do you try and rectify it? What's the deal?
I think half of this battle at scrum time is painting good pictures. So I think if I was in a scrum that was spinning, we really try and look and be seen to be really square in that gap and square in the hole, so it could maybe implicate the other team that they're the ones that are trying to wheel it or spin it. So yeah, it's all about perception really, and you just want the ref to see you painting good pictures, whether you're going forward or not, that allows you then to really get him on side and get him to make the decision in your favour.
These are nice moments, aren't they? The players just revving up the crowd there, perfect, smiling with their pals. Some people will go entire careers without being able to have moments like this in a stadium like this.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, to have that energy after playing 40 minutes and going for a warm-up in the second half, I don't know. Fair play to those front rowers that are down there. But yeah, brilliant. I thought I was on to give a front rower play of the match, and then they changed them at half-time, so disappointed.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Keris Powell packing down at number 8 now, and she's not going to get much change out of Fionn James. It's a real scrap for the ball in the Swansea 22.
No release.
Oh, big shot. Another Oldfield. Another step back towards contact for Sydney Chumbley.
Offside again. No, stop there. Captain and 20, please. Yeah.
Losing patience with him, isn't he?
Okay, third offence, same
He is
player.
losing
I'd have already given you a
patience
team
and
warning, so off to the bin you go.
Another player in the bin.
Okay,
wow.
Wrong side of the ruck, offside, came in, disrupted the ball.
Zoe Del
Your
Plas.
yellow cards just come back on.
Yellow cards with that Evie Guy back in the game.
Some may say good timing on that one then. I think I understand that they were on a warning, and he's been clear with his communication. I mean, you could argue that, the area of the field they're in, it wasn't necessarily a cynical offside. But he has been clear with his communication, and it's clear that he's been frustrated. So we need to see a behaviour change from Cardiff if they want to get change from the ref.
Well, that's it. You said yourself, it's not just in the scrum you need to paint a picture, is it?
No, definitely not. And I think, whether you agree with the ref or not, he is being very clear. So there's no reason for Cardiff not to change their behaviour and to become squeaky clean, because actually they're allowing this to be more of a contest than it was first half.
Well, it's 19-7 since half-time, much more competitive scoreline. With that in mind, it was 78-0 at half-time. Swansea, where do they find the exit from here? This is nice, intricate play, though. Nice little wrap around. Josh Sturziker making the tackle. Caddy Williams offside. It's a bit of cup final cramp going on down there, I think, as well. Oh, that's a nightmare out there on a big pitch, isn't it? Your calves just giving up on you.
I think, fortunately, a lot of the pitch is in the shade, so
yes,
at least they've had that.
Where's the mark, Tom? Have we gone through it? Lay it down.
We hear there one of the Cardiff players calling everyone in, and hopefully to give them a stern word. They need to get a foothold back in the game, because actually Swansea, obviously not in terms of field position, but they've been on top in terms of challenging Cardiff, that's putting them under pressure, and then they're giving away a lot of penalties. We're hearing the ref talking to them, and he is clearly very frustrated.
What a look at this weather. I'm glad we're in the shade, otherwise I'd need a sun hat and some Factor 50. We have still got the men's game, that's coming up. They'll be live at 5:45. The game kicks off at 6 o'clock.
Your penalty here.
The second of a double header. Ellen O'Toole has gone off. She's been very industrious today, hasn't she?
Yeah, and you can see the way that she communicates with other players on the field, that she's quite a leader. She was nursing a bit of a knee strap in there, so potentially why she's come off it, because I was surprised to see that change, as she's clearly someone who is bringing the energy for the team. We've seen her throw into the line out, we've seen her carry. She's quite an all-rounded player, and one that was mentioned at her first Varsity, an opportunity to really take this team through for the next couple of years.
Well, she's been replaced by Ellen Evans, former Hartbury College student, former Ospreys under 18, and Caddy Harding-Jones is on as well. She's wearing number 23. She's been really unlucky with injuries this year, and another one who's worked hard to get fit for this big occasion. Right, 10 minutes to go. 10 minutes for Swansea to try and get another score on the board. 10 minutes for Cardiff to get it to 100. And as crazy as it sounds, I think now they'll probably be disappointed if they don't.
Yeah, well, like you just said, the second half has been much more competitive. 3 tries to 1, and hopefully we'll see Swansea continue to play with ball in hand.
And again, we're going to have some Cardiff University supporters saying that we're favouring Swansea. And as I will continue to say, we love Cardiff University,
Away,
but
tacklers.
for Swansea to get something out of this game, to keep their interest, is massive. Oh, and Anna Stoll tackled by the bootstraps and gets a good offload away.
No.
We're favouring rugby. 16. I think that's a fair statement.
If you put yourself there, you've got to get yourself out. You could, yeah.
It's another good carry. Karis Powell wearing
16.
19. She's made a good impact. Cardiff have got themselves offside again. Daisy Bateman, who's off the bench. And Swansea up over halfway. Some positive carrying here. Some good gain line stuff. And to be fair to Karis Powell, she has been at the heart of most of it. Good handling, and now some space for Anna Stoll. Is there an offload option? Oh, she gets gain line every time, but she's doing it on her own a lot of the time. Lucy Murphy. Great counter ruck. Poppy May Tyrrell.
Away, word!
Apologies if you are offended by the language that has come through the referee's mic there. Some passionate players out there.
Girls clean up.
And some great defence from Cardiff. Absolutely huge effort from everyone involved out there. And Swansea keep coming and Cardiff keep defending. It'd be really easy for them to roll over here, Cardiff, and just be like, yeah, fine, whatever. But they are defending with aplomb.
That was a really impressive defensive set, and I think, you know, Nick Evans spoke at half-time how they'd defended all season, so you can clearly see that because they're very organised. Swansea are getting best change when they come in hard and direct and closer to the ruck, and we see that obviously because we've seen the Cardiff backs being really prolific with ball in hand, but actually they've equally managed to be very good in defence and making good reads there.
So some changes for Cardiff. And they are bringing on the starting props again. Claudia Harrison, the captain, and Anna Davis, the tight head. And Lucy Senek, the starting scrum half, has come back on as well.
Yeah, nice to see those girls who started the game so strongly be able to finish the game as well. The luxury of having those interchanges as opposed to substitutions. Giving them a bit of a rest and then an opportunity to go again and finish the game.
Okay, water off, please,
just saw Owen in the background there with the cap and the sunglasses on. He was the head coach of this team and has been for the last couple of years. He does a lot of great work in rugby in Wales, in women's rugby, also in touch rugby as well. He's a brilliant coach in terms of improving young players' catch, pass, and he's working with Nick Evans now in this team, and he just does a brilliant job of improving the skills of these young players.
He is brilliant for women's rugby in Wales. You know, since I was a youngster playing age grade rugby, you know, he was around, and I think what he's done is a credit to himself because he's really improved the game.
Here comes Zoe Jones. She was denied earlier. She's denied again. And Cardiff gunning for 100. Caddy Williams out to the captain, Harrison to Sturzica. She's been quiet in this half, but it's a lovely pass to Zoe Cross. Back into space, but forward, and Cardiff are denied.
Yeah, some lovely play again, and I think, you know, like we've said, those forwards and backs interlink so well for Cardiff and put people into space.
Okay, let's go.
Again, unfortunately, I guess they got the luxury of being able to throw 50-50s when they're 90 points up. But yeah, unlucky there. You know, the vision was there. She definitely was in space. Just the execution off a bit.
Bind. Set.
What I will say about Owen, though, is there a snazzy pair of sunglasses he has on his hat there, wasn't it? Then again, you need him for this glorious Cardiff sunshine. Oh, Stoll goes again. She is a gutsy competitor, isn't she? She has dug in every time she's had an opportunity today. And she had the one try as reward.
Red away!
It's Sedge wearing 7. Oh, good offload. Great hands. And then that little transfer of the ball as well. But Cardiff, again, resolute in defence.
must be said, Steph Feeney has got some of the best skills in the game. She is a really skillful player for a prop forward. Skills that I definitely didn't have.
White and meter off.
You're doing yourself down here, I think. But you are right, though. You were mentioning some of the names of the front row forwards that are playing international women's rugby at the moment, and the level is quite astonishing, isn't it? In terms of the handling, in terms of the offloading, in terms of the things that they can do.
Yeah, I think the game has really changed. The front row forwards are becoming really, you know, industrious and skillful players, and yeah, I think we see them scoring some outstanding tries now, some great acceleration off the likes of Sarah Byrne and so forth. So
one of my favourite moments from the PWR final recently was that maul where Maud Mule was at the front of it, and she looked like she was leading the army into battle. That look on her face was incredible.
You say lead the army into battle, I say woman possessed, but I think it was brilliant. It was brilliant, and it's just a testament to Maud Mule. She is someone who puts everything into every inch of the game, and that was clear to see in that moment.
It was terrifying. That's what it was. It was terrifying. I'm so glad the cameras captured it. Oh, we've got an injury problem down here, and it is boot off and everything. So
4 or 14. What's her number?
Fingers crossed that is just a precautionary measure.
Is that our substitution? Yeah, great. Stop. Time's not on yet. Put the ball down, please. Makes me very nervous because if you throw it, I'll get sandwiched. Right, you're in. Everyone ready? Everyone up? Right, perfect. Time on, thank you. Time on.
Here come Cardiff. And here comes Lucy Senek. Lucy Senek, great handoff and the offload as well. Numbers here for Cardiff to hit 100 points. Sturzica finds Cara Ottaway. Ottaway brought down, but Cardiff knocking on the door here.
Excellent roll, 21, thank you. Use.
5 minutes to go. 5 points. Well, 3 points required, but 5 points would do it here for Cardiff. Harrison. She'd love to get the try herself that takes them up over the 100 points.
The ruck is lost, thank you.
So Lucy Senek whips it out. Handled by Poppy May Tyrrell. Poppy May Tyrrell thought she'd get away for a second, but it's a pick and a go. And Zoe Cross takes Cardiff over a century. 100 well-earned points to put the cap on an excellent season and an unforgettable Welsh varsity for the team from the capital.
Yeah, I'm pleased for her as well. You could see the complete disappointment in her face when she threw that forward pass earlier when they were looked to be in for a try. So pleased for her, and some good awareness of space, you know, not slowing the game down, not waiting, going over and waiting for the scrum half to play the ball. Happy to just get on ball, keep the pace of the game and keep Swansea under pressure.
Right then, Mary Heaven is taking the conversion. After this, I would like to know your player of the match. But before that, let's have a few nominees. Who's impressed you today?
I think there's been, you have to give credit to the Cardiff backs. You know, we've seen some hat-trick heroes. We've seen some girls who've put other players into space. And equally, the forwards with the offloading game. You know, I see Harrison, obviously, she had a long period where she was off the field, but ultimately player of the match, Jocelyn Sturzica. She's been outstanding both in attack and in defence. She's made a couple of good defensive reads. The opportunity to score multiple tries by putting herself into space, but also to assist multiple tries by putting other people into space, and she's just been a well-rounded player.
Well, she is, according to my calculations, now on 8 tries in 2 varsity games, and Cardiff could get another here in quick succession. It's a great offload and doesn't quite stick, but the referee says it's gone backwards. They're still throwing offloads here. Fionn James is denied. Will Claudia Harrison be? Yes, but Cardiff knocking on the door again. The dam has well and truly broken here. Lucy Senek.
Held up.
Held up. Well played, Swansea. They have done that a couple of times, managed to get under the ball carrier, and that just shows that they haven't given up, and they deserve a huge amount of credit for that.
Yeah, definitely, and there has to be credit for some of the Swansea players as well. Anna Stowell has been instrumental in terms of anything positive they've done today. So she's had a really great game in a team that's been under pressure.
Space here for Cardiff, and Sturzica for try number 5. The Serena game, the player of the match, the one with a bright future. What a game she's had. 5 tries. And as you alluded to as well, she has been unselfish. She's been a scorer. She's been a provider. She's been absolutely astonishing.
Yeah, early on, I think there was a couple of occasions where she could have scored a try and she's put someone else in. And I think, she's been instrumental to them going forward. That offloading game, finding the space. And we've seen instances of her having great feet as well. Just a really well-rounded player, and she definitely deserves, the 5 tries. And now you say 9 tries in 2 varsity games?
Yeah, I'm going to have to double-check that. I am fairly sure she scored 4 at the Swansea.com last year. And she'd come out of nowhere because it was her first full season playing rugby. She was out there on the ding-a-ling causing chaos.
I think one to watch for the future, definitely, especially, like you've just alluded to, second season in rugby. She's a great talent, and I'm sure she's got a big future.
Well, we've seen it in men's Super Rugby over the last few years, where a Welsh region or a Gallagher Premiership club will just take a little punt on somebody and give them a senior academy contract, a raw player, and see what they can do with them. Surely Josh Sturzica is worth a look at for one of the PWR clubs.
Yeah, and I think especially the nature of the season next year off the back of the World Cup, hopefully we don't see too many injuries in the World Cup, but we tend to see the teams at the start of the league being quite different.
Here we go again. Oh, great fend. And this is the hooker. This is Oldfield. Ella Oldfield, great tackle. Kat Cotty gets back and gets round, but she's driven off it. Look at that. It's the hooker making the clean break. The loose head prop, the first there in support. And now it is out for Zoe Cross, who's going to get a second half hat-trick. What a varsity debut for Zoe Cross. Worn like a sack of spuds, but it will not matter. 3 tries, 3 great finishes. And Cardiff, having not been quite at the races for all the second half, have finished it brilliantly.
Yeah, and I'm pleased for Zoe Cross because she's someone who's instrumental in terms of what Cardiff are off the field. You mentioned earlier her being social sack, and you can clearly see just from watching them that togetherness they've got, and she'll be a big part of that from being in that role. So for her to translate it to the rugby as well, I think it is brilliant.
It's a lovely last pass, isn't it? Timed beautifully. And Mary Hevin with what could well be the last act. She converts it, and thus ends
well done, ladies.
The Welsh varsity, the women's game. We knew it was going to be a strong Cardiff team. We knew it was going to be tough for Swansea, but goodness me, 17 tries, 114 points. Beautiful moments with this team, these friends. What a way to end it. The last time that this particular group of players will ever be together, and what a way to sign off in style. It's largely been a tough season for them. They've been on the losing side against some brilliant teams, but it all came together today, and they played some beautiful rugby.
Yeah, they did. They were outstanding. That offload game was unbelievable. I think, there's not many teams that could live with that, and I think, had they had more opportunity to attack in the Buck Super Rugby, I'm sure we would have seen elements of that.
Full-time score, Cardiff University 114, Swansea University 7. Oh, right then, we can take a breather now. They've just turned the floodlights on, unbelievably. Glorious sunshine, but you can never trust it truly in Cardiff, can you? What about Swansea then? Because they'll be gutted, but it's the end of the season for them. It's the last time this group will be together, and hopefully in time they will look back on this as a really positive experience in their rugby journeys.
Yeah, definitely. Just the occasion and, you know, being able to play in this stadium on a day like today in front of a really great crowd that, you know, have been cheering them throughout despite the result. You know, they will enjoy this moment. And I think, you know, testament to them in that second half, you know, if you take out the last 8 minutes potentially of that half, Swansea were really, really competitive and did well to score that try.
Look at this, though. It's great stuff, isn't it? It's great stuff. And I really hope that we talk about positive experiences. I mean, really, it doesn't get much better than this. Some of these players may go on to play more rugby, club rugby, maybe PWR, maybe even higher honours. But moments like this with your friends at the end of a long season in the sunshine, I mean, you've done a lot in rugby, but it doesn't get a lot better, does it?
No, it doesn't. And I think, like, university rugby has, like, this real, like, niche feel to it. And I, like, you know, I still reflect on my days at Cardiff Met, and those are some of my happiest memories. And I think just celebrating it is the best feeling.
Well, we will continue to reflect, and so will Lloyd Lewis. Hello.
Yeah, a dwi yma da Anna Stowell, wrth gwrs, captain Abertawe. Anna, it was the wrong end of the scoreline today, but you've got to be proud of the shift the girls have put in.
Oh yeah, massively. I mean, it takes a lot of heart and a lot of dedication to keep going in a game like that. So I couldn't be proud of the girls, really. It's my last game at Swansea, so it was a good sign-off. Wasn't to be today, but, you know, hats off to Cardiff. They very, very well-drilled team.
Yeah, and of course, Ford Cooksley, the head coach, was singing your praises. He said how great it was for you to get the try in your last game, and I think we're going to show you the try up on the big screen. Talk us through this, Anna.
Oh yeah, I mean, we were just so close, and I just thought, you know, we've got to get through here somehow. So I just thought, what have I got to lose? Take it through, and luckily it paid off. So yeah, I couldn't be more happy to get a try in my last game. Yeah, really chuffed.
You've been a great servant to Swansea Uni. Enjoy the rest of your night. Wine Street tonight, is it?
Yeah, Wine Street.
Enjoy. Thank you very much. Right, amser ni felly I trio ffeindio set in the game. Da eiliad, Nick, mae'n pryd y ffordd fan hyn. O, ni nôl gyda Gareth. Come on, Gar. Come on, Gar. Right, ni mynd I trio ffeindio set in again. Canonwr, Jocelyn. Lle mae hi? Jocelyn. Guys, shout out to you. Can I have a quick chat with you? Right then, first and foremost, how does that feel? 5 tries.
Amazing. Yeah, no, it was just such a cool match, and I'm just incredibly proud of the girls. Again, we smashed it again. So
you smashed it. You definitely smashed it again. Set in a game, star of the match, 2 years in a row. How does that feel?
It feels pretty cool. I wasn't expecting that too. I think it was an amazing team performance. But yeah, really proud of myself, obviously, and really proud of all the girls. Okay, I need you to talk us through these 5 tries here. Did you expect to get 5 today? No, I didn't. I wanted to beat my record. I thought that was completely ridiculous, but I thought, you know, I'll go for it. And I'm really, really proud of myself that I did. So it was a lot of fun. Yeah. And you played on the wing last year. Obviously, you had a great success in the centre today. What do you prefer? Front centre. I like getting the ball. I like all the decision making and being able to offload and take it in myself. Lots of hard lines. So yeah, centre is definitely the one for me. Yeah. Brilliant, Jocelyn. Go and enjoy with the team. You need to get that picture quickly. Nice one. Well done.
Great to hear from the player of the match, and she seems to be taking it all in her stride. But it felt as though the celebrations began at half-time. They bounced off the pitch, but they still had a job to do. And now they can start to celebrate together and celebrate in style. They are a brilliant group, a talented group who are improving and improving. The rugby they're playing is absolutely magnificent, and I think even though it's been a one-sided scoreline today, everybody who watched this will have enjoyed the accuracy and the fluidity and the ambition of this brilliant Cardiff University team. Cardiff University are the women's Welsh Varsity champions, the winners again. A glorious 80 minutes at the end of a brilliant season. And they are the University Queens of Wales. So how old-fashioned is rugby now? Are they likely to fill that trophy with anything, do you think, or is it strictly professional these days?
I think they'll fill the trophy with something, based on my experiences with Gloucester Hartby over the last few years.
Oh, and good for them as well. It's a one-off game, and it is like a beacon at the end of the season for these teams. And to do it here at the Principality Stadium, glorious conditions. Claudia Harrison grasps that trophy. She'll be in charge, as she should be. Captain fantastic. And she has led this team brilliantly throughout the season. Huge congratulations. Cardiff women are the varsity champions. Cardiff Freshers are the men's varsity champions. Will Cardiff men be able to make it a hat-trick here in the capital today? Stick with us to find out.
Reit, dyma ni'n un nod prif hyffordd o Cardydd, Nick Evans, wrth gwrs. Reit, sut ti'n teimlo yn gyntaf o?
Gyntaf o, ti'n teimlo mor bles nhw, 97, amazing. Siomi ar y 2 cerdyn melyn, o dim angen i ni'n neud hynny. O'n i mor gymaint ymlaen, ond y foment ma just mwynhau yr ennill, t'mod.
Wrth gwrs, a beth sy'n sefyll mas am y hyffordd yna i ti yn bennaf?
I fi yn bennaf oedd pawb yn gyfe, felly wnaethon ni gweld y subs Zoe Cross ar asgell, sgorio 3 gwaith, t'mod, felly'r holl tîm wedi rhoi rhywbeth mewn i'r gêm hefyd.
A beth yw y stoil o chwarae? Beth yw'r themau ti'n trio rhoi i'r chwaraewyr i roi ar y cae?
Dyn ni'n trio gweithio gyda width trwy ganol y cae, ond ni'n chwarae'n glyfar. So ni'n chwarae lot o rygbi yn y 22, a wedyn ni pryd ni lawr fan hyn, mae angen i ni really meddwl am bod yn syth. Ni'n gweithio'n syth lawr yn y attacking 22.
A chi'n rili yn llwyddo i wneud hynny heddiw yma. Beth sy'n nesaf i'r grŵp ma o chwaraewyr? Maen nhw'n amlwg yn grŵp special iawn.
Maen nhw'n grŵp special iawn, mae lot o'n nhw'n symud ymlaen, felly mae angen i ni datblygu mwy trwyddo'r system a cael mwy o chwaraewyr Cymraeg i ddod i Gaerdydd, dim just Cardiff Met.
Gwych, ti'n gwybod beth, Nick, llongyfarchiadau ti, ceri joio ar noson. Diolch yn fawr i ti.
All smiles on Nick Evans' face, and no surprise really, Keris. A brilliant end to a brilliant season for her and her team.
Yeah, definitely, and it's lovely to see the girls celebrating with the crowd there and having a picture with the crowd. You know, these are memories that will be unforgettable for this group of girls, and you know, and they really deserve to enjoy every minute of it.
2 down, 1 to go. We will be live again very, very shortly. So far, Cardiff is red. Will it remain that way? Stick with us to find out.